Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Monday, October 2nd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 92. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Weekend Winners at 8 a.m. and Holden Mayo joins the show at 9:15. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Hello everyone. Hello. I hope you're having a good Monday morning. I'm T-Bob Hebert. He's Jake Hester. It's Mara and Taylor back there behind the glass. And chances are, if you're listening to this show, you are a sad little boy or girl this morning. Because it is October 2nd. And generally, over the past, 15 years, 18 years, when it gets to be October 2nd around these parts, football's going well. LSU's rocking and rolling. SEC play about to begin. You know, we lived in the Breeze Payton era where the Saints were one of the most consistent teams in the NFL. And then you walk in here this Monday, wonderful weather this morning, right? Should have put a pep in your step. And yet, you're dealing with what I believe to be the most inexplicably bad, or maybe not inexplicable, because we can see why or what's going wrong. But you're dealing with what I think is probably the worst LSU defensive performance I've ever seen. I'm going to go ahead and say it's even worse than the Bo Pelini Mississippi State debacle. I'll explain why a bit later. And then on Sunday, you were treated to one of the worst NFL offensive performances I've ever seen. And it's a continuation of an offense that has now been bad for a couple of years. And so if you're LSU, you thought that you were a team and had championship aspirations 5 weeks into the season. You now sit here at 3-2 with a loss to Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. And if you're the Saints, you were on the edge of 3-0. 3-0 in the NFL, and now you're 2-2, and you feel like you suck. And the offense does suck, and it has no identity, and the offensive line's horrible. So it's a rough day. Football's pretty dumb anyway, dude. I like college baseball.
Yeah.
I like women's college basketball.
Yeah.
I think we make too much of football. You know, we put it on this pedestal. It's ridiculous, dude. How are you feeling today, Jake? Well, your Bolts got it done at least, dude.
Yeah, they tried to hand it over, but they always do. Still feeling Saturday. You know, Sunday, it helps a little, but not a lot. And there's a lot to go over. There's a lot to comb through. We're basically Iowa, right? I mean, Iowa's offense compared to Iowa's defense, we're the Spider-Man meme pointing back. LSU's defense is pointing to Iowa's offense, and they're pointing right back. For all of the shade that I threw to the Iowa offense, LSU's defense is that.
Yeah.
When you look at, the Iowa defense is number 2 overall in total defense in the country, but their offense was last year when you had 131 teams, 130.
Yeah.
What's different? A couple of spots. I think LSU's offense is 4th. And the defense is 117th, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're an offensive player for LSU today, like, how do you feel? I've never been a part of something that's been that drastically different on the same team.
I've been a part of bad offenses. I don't know that I've ever been a part of offenses that are this inept. I don't know. There was a 14-3 game against Florida back in the day that probably felt a lot like this at the time, and it's an awful feeling. The leadership of the locker room has to take control and try to make sure that you don't have fractures. And remember all those numbers that we read off Friday about how bad they were? And we were kind of like, man, it's weird, though. It doesn't feel that bad, though, right? Well, you're right, because it's worse. Like, it didn't feel that bad. It should have felt worse. It's worse. It's worse. And those numbers, we can update those, by the way, because they're hilarious now. You're basically just 120 plus in everything. It was uncanny Saturday night. We were losing. The Don Juan vibes were fantastic, by the way. I mean, everybody on the edge of their seat, everybody celebrating together, everybody having so much fun, and then just like a pinprick just evaporated in a exasperated sigh of pain and frustration.
Well, I mean, when you went up 9, you thought there's no way that they're going to stop LSU's offense. Like, there's just no way. Like, as bad as the defense is, they're going to score, but it's okay because you're going to score.
And they didn't really stop you. I mean, they stopped you once. Even then, we can get into this. I think there's a real case to be made for going for it on that 4th and 7. Or at least approaching the 3rd and 5 play call saying we're going for this no matter what.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that it's like 1,000% cut and dry. Because at that point, there's 2 minutes, 47 seconds left around there. And if you give them the ball at midfield, yeah, maybe there's an opportunity where they like get a couple first downs and then they line up for a field goal. But I think you almost have to operate on the Pat Mahomes principle. What did the Lions do week 1 when they were facing Kansas City? It was at the end of the game. They had a chance to close it out. They had the ball at the 50. Are they worried about giving, like, what's the difference between Pat Mahomes getting the ball at the 50 or getting the ball at the 10? Functionally nothing. What's the difference between an Ole Miss offense that averaged 20 yards a play for the first quarter getting the ball at the 12 or the 50? As you saw, it was nothing. I mean, I never thought that I would reach a stage in my life, in my LSU fandom, Jake, where I was yelling at them to let them score so that LSU, like, oh my God, they're going to score a touchdown. Let him in. So that LSU could get the ball back with more time left. And it almost worked.
No, I mean,
they weren't trying to, but it almost worked.
Even with an offensive series down the stretch where you didn't throw it to 2 of the best receivers in the country, it still almost worked. I mean, Chris Hilton had 2 hands on the football in the end zone with an opportunity to tie the game up.
Yeah, it was a beautiful play by Daniels, and that's really the biggest takeaway out of everything is that, make no mistake, you are wasting the second best quarterback season in LSU history, full stop, and it's not even particularly close. If you go look at, so Caleb, who's in the lead for the Heisman right now? Penix? Go compare Penix and Jaden Daniels' stats. They're essentially the same, except Daniels also runs the ball, also has rushing touchdowns, also has a ton of rush yards, high average. I mean, it is a New York City. I'm not going to say win the Heisman, but it is a New York City season, and you're 3-2.
Caleb Williams is the
he went up. He went up because Michael Penix, they won, but he didn't throw for a touchdown this week, and so Caleb Williams plus 450, Penix 8 plus 850, Jordan Travis plus 1,000.
The point, then it's Williams' stat line that I'm talking about. But compare the two. They're the same. And you're 3-2. And so instead of celebrating the incredible evolution of this quarterback, who on Saturday was making throws, Jake, that we didn't think he was capable of.
Yeah.
And he was making them consistently, and he was making them in ultra-high-pressure situations. 3rd and goal, down 2 scores, gotta have it. Like all these moments where you had to have it, including the final play of the game where he puts it on Chris Hilton in the end zone, dropping balls in the buckets, throwing with anticipation over the middle, behind zone defenders, something that I never thought we'd see him do. Throwing one-on-one on the sideline against defenders. Remember after Florida State, he said, I just don't think you make those throws. I mean, I was hypercritical of that fade that he threw at the very beginning of the Florida State game, which now that doesn't even look like the same guy.
Yeah.
He's just unstoppable. And instead of celebrating him, giving him roses and reveling in that greatness, we're being sucked down into the mud of anger and frustration due to the most inept defense I've ever seen. And the Pelini, so this is the thing, what I mean by why this is worse than Pelini, is that with Pelini, it was clearly such a sign of a coach that was so checked out and didn't care and was just going to obstinately run a scheme that was clearly not working. Like it was fixable. Like you could get better there. I don't know that you're going to be able to get any better here. It's awful all the way around, and a lot of it's personnel. The secondary is atrocious, horrific, horrendous. I mean, the safeties nobody can tackle, actually. 1 through 11, nobody can tackle. I don't know. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. The safeties take the worst run angles I've ever seen. The cornerbacks get beat one-on-one constantly. They're absolutely terrified out there. Nobody has any athleticism. We're just seeing broken ankles all over the place. The defensive line plays 1.5 yards off the ball. And then they run these twists where you got Mekhi Wingo dropping 3.5 yards deep trying to scrape over and make a tackle. What are you doing? They're catching. You're not getting off of blocks. Why are you so passive? What happened to being disruptive, to dictating the terms? They're catching it. And honestly, Jake, that is a bit of what's screwing up some of the linebacker play and the run fits from the secondary. Is Ole Miss pushed your freaking ass in, they shoved you wherever they wanted. I mean, Whit Weeks is maybe the only guy. Him and Harold Perkins are the only guys with a pulse on this defense right now.
We told you about the run fits against Grambling. It's oh man, if that continues, it's going to be bad. And then it looked a little bit better, but then it came right. Yeah. Yes. What in the world is Mississippi State? If this defense shut them down, that's a whole different story. But the run fits were just bad against Grambling. They were having success. It's why? You got guys coming in there with no purpose. They're ducking their head. They're diving. Why are we diving at quarterbacks' ankles in open field? What, you have a quarterback hurdle you in the middle of the field like that? Those things can't happen.
What are the angles? Why, if he's barely pressing the edge of the box, are you running to the sideline? And then he cuts it back and he's 10 yards inside of you. I've never seen this team on just from a pure football perspective. Not that matters. This team desperately misses Greg Brooks right now. And again, what I'm most disappointed. Okay, so it's weird, Jake, because the secondary is one thing because they are limited talent-wise, and it's kind of a perfect storm of bad, right? You had some bad high school recruiting. You had some guys leave early that probably shouldn't have. You had some guys transfer that you wish wouldn't have. You bring in guys like J.K. Johnson, ends up getting hurt. Denver Harris, maybe just not that guy. The awful Greg Brooks news. So it's a bit of everything. But what it's created is a completely talent depleted secondary. But you know who's not talent depleted? A defensive line that features Harold Perkins, Mason Smith, Mekhi Wingo. Even Mekhi Wingo was bad this game. And so at a certain point, I'm like, okay, if Mekhi Wingo is regressing, and I know he works his ass off, and I've seen what he can do before, what the hell are you coaching? And so with the defensive line, that's what, when I see them lining up 1.5 yards off the ball, I just don't get it. I remember going to Ed O. Ole Miss camp back in high school, Jake. And he used to always say credit card, because the only thing you should have been able to slip between your mask and that ball should have been the credit card. Get your ass on the line and attack. Forget this two-way read catching guys. Forget it. You let him dictate you. Let him shove you. Just infuriates me. And so you're taking the only talented group that you have and you're making them bad, and they're playing bad. And Mason Smith has got to get active hands. He's so busy wanting to toy with offensive linemen. He's fighting every play, hand fighting every play, but not actually shedding ever. Just involved in these petty little squabbles every single play. I've never seen tape that was this frustrating to watch. I felt like I was the bad guy from Da Vinci Code. He's got the cat of nine tails. He's always self-flagellating, just slapping his own back. When I forced myself after the Saints game to go watch this LSU film for 3 hours, masochistic behavior.
And with the defensive line, remember Jimmy Lindsey not coaching right now.
Yeah.
Actually had
again, that's sort of the perfect storm of bad as well.
And then so now you bring in Pete Jenkins back. I think it's his 6th time to be back as an LSU coach. You're going to be an analyst there, and so they noticed the things that T-Bob noticed on film.
Yeah.
About some of the issues that they're having on the defensive line when you bring Pete Jenkins back. And look, Pete Jenkins is somebody that's done this for a very, very long time. He's 82 years old, but they know that they have an issue, and they're bringing him back. And so we'll see if that helps. Another thing that I never need to see again is someone on the defense standing flat-footed, not moving their feet, and then diving.
Ugh.
How many times on tape, T, did you
Why are they
see
so
somebody
bad at tackling?
like standing there flat-footed, not moving their feet to get in front of the running back, but just standing still and then diving?
No running through a tackle.
Do you think you're going to get any, doesn't matter the SEC running back, you name them, anybody from Vanderbilt to Ole Miss, do you think you're going to get anybody down standing flat-footed and just diving at someone's ankles?
Okay, I would also like to propose a rule. If you're on defense, your ass is not allowed to celebrate until they punt. Like, I don't care. Do you know how many times guys tried to act hard after some sort of second down play before getting absolutely decimated on 3rd and 11 the next play when it actually matters? If even one of these defensive backs does the seatbelt celebration, you're out the game and you're not coming back in. Like, it is, you're not, nobody is scared of you. No one is intimidated by you. You don't get to act like a badass when you're a weak ass. And so, like, no more. Until they're punting, we have a hard no celebration rule. Infuriating. All right. When we get back, we'll get into more specifics. We can talk about all the good offensively, which is crazy that we can't just be like celebrating it. We can dive into the third down numbers. I charted every single one. It's just a masterclass of crap. We'll probably do this film review for the entirety of the first hour like we do every Monday. So keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
How about a masterclass of local steel production and customer service? Because that's what you get out of Community Steel Company. They're in Gonzales. They make everything right there on site. Okay, so they're buying their steel directly wholesale, and they're making all their purlin, and tube, and steel buildings on site. And so what that means for you is that you save, because they can tell the best prices. Because there's not a bunch of middlemen in the way getting their hands in the pie and jacking up the prices on the consumer back end. So take advantage. Call the number today. Talk to the live and local sales team. Go see it for yourself at Gonzales Community Steel Company.
Opening up in about 10 minutes from now. You can go check it out. Check out the showroom. T-Bob went out there a couple of weeks ago. You'll be blown away. And the people that you call when you pick up the phone and you call Community Steel, actually in that building, not in Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, some big city. They are right there in Gonzales, and they're ready to help you, right? Local. They can help today, not down the road. That's 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret.
It's on. Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Fall baseball is upon us, but we'll just talk about football. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Everything. What have I become?
I'll keep it playing for a second. Just think about, like, this is the LSU's defense existential crisis. Thinking back, turn it up. Just thinking about, like, 2011, like Tyrann Mathieu and Pat P highlights playing.
The picture of Corey Raymond slowly fading.
And now it's just like Sam, Alexander, Harris, Welch. Okay, and I want to be clear about this. Okay, I feel bad because it sucks to get up here and have to critique, like, young college kids in such an aggressive manner. But we are keeping it just to football and what the tape is saying. And I don't know what other people are going to try to tell you today. But I fear that, there was a lot of noise to play, play LaTerrence Welch. And we had talked about it, right? Like, because he looked good in spring. And then, but word on the street was camp did not go well at all.
Yeah.
But like Kelly said, you don't got a choice. Like we got to try something. So you might as well give a guy a chance. And Welch came out and made 2 really good plays. He had the pass breakup first, and then he had that wide receiver screen where he fights through the DB, gets a big tackle. So I think the temptation, or something that you may hear from people, is that Welch played well, and I told you should have been played, and all this sort of stuff. Because then just kind of lost in the shuffle as the game goes on, whatever. No, it was awful. It was awful. And it went awful after that. And you clearly see why he wasn't playing. Not to say that you have, like, a significantly better option. But yeah, like Alexander, like, he is better. Like, so, but it's not, but then again, this is not about Welch. This is just to say, it's to reinforce the point and make sure that nobody's just, like, kind of surface level watching it and getting away with takes like that. But it's to reinforce the point that personnel-wise, they just don't have it in the secondary. Yeah, they just don't have it. And so with that, like, that's one of the main issues here. There's a lot to get on the coaching. You never are this bad without everybody being culpable. Like we said, recruiting and scouting miscues, coaching miscues, and just personnel issues. It's a mixture of it all. But make no mistake, there is no panacea. for that secondary. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
It ain't coming.
There's no remedy. You were
No.
right, T-Bob. There's not. I mean, and you knew we were going to get to this. Like, the grades are out, and they are.
Oh, dude, let me hear them.
Are what you expected.
Let me just get my cat of nine tails out and slap my ass some more.
Andre Sam, 46%.
Oh, yeah.
Overall for the evening. Denver Harris, 47%. Omar Spates, 49%. Greg Penn, 52%. LaTerrence Welch, 53%. Major Burns, 56%.
Wow, okay, dude.
So they are exactly what you thought they would end up being. The highest graded.
Honestly, I thought those last three would have been lower. So credit to
Well,
them.
that's overall grade. In coverage, there's 43% for Major Burns, 43% for Andre Sam, 46% for Denver Harris, and 49% for Welch.
Yeah,
so
that sounded
some of
more
the
like
some of the
what I
run maybe game that they weren't heavily involved in bumped those up a little bit. Anybody want to guess the highest rated defensive player for the game?
Whit Weeks.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Anybody?
Yeah, that's what
And I'm
going to
say
go with.
Perk, second highest rated.
Yeah, it was Whit Weeks, and it was Whit Weeks by 5 full points.
What do you have, like a
73.
78? Okay.
73.4.
And what, Perk
The
was a
next
68?
highest, Jacobian Guillory at 68. Let's see. If you want to find.
Because I didn't think Perkins was bad.
Perkins
this
was
game.
63.
I didn't think Perkins was bad this game. I mean, he had bad moments like everybody else did, but not nearly to the extent everybody else did. And he's the only one beside Whit Weeks that made plays. I mean, he would have had a sack too.
It's
if
the
it
only
wasn't
other one
for
that
Jackson.
was active with his feet.
Yeah, that was actually moving. I know. Bro, they look so slow. The LSU defense looks so
I saw somebody say that. I forget who
slow,
said it.
And it's wild.
Like 3 minutes into the game.
They look like they have concrete on their shoes. And, is that a strength conditioning thing, a personnel thing, mixture of both? That's tough to discern.
The last clip you sent in the group text, I forgot who the cornerback was, but I was telling Taylor it literally looked like a Coach 30 clip.
That was Welch, yeah.
Like,
It was. He pissed down his leg.
Probably will be
It was
a
him and
Coach
Sam.
30 clip.
Don't worry. I filmed so many videos that I didn't even text to the group or to anybody.
The Spades one was the worst.
They're all bad.
Yeah, but even the Spates one, like that's got to be a switch between him and Burns. Like he had that guy in man, so
No,
I don't
for
know if
sure.
that was actually on him or Major Burns. Not that it matters.
Was it
because-
man? I just figured it was zone and he thought it was man.
Well, if you look at the other guy on the other side, he's got man as well. So there's got to be a switch between him and Burns because Burns is just standing there.
Yeah.
Either way, the defense.
No, there's miscommunications all over the place.
Either
Nobody
way, it
knows
doesn't matter.
their,
The worst one was when they had the crosser.
Yeah.
Ole Miss was running crossers, and LSU's in man, and they literally run into each other, take each other out, and it's a big gainer for Ole Miss. That one was the one that I laughed so I didn't cry.
I don't know. The 3rd and 11 touchdown was pretty great as well.
Yeah.
Where discerning coverage is my weakest part of my game, but it appeared like everybody was in man except for
Terrence Welch.
Yeah, Welch is lined up on a receiver, and he just drags across, and Welch doesn't move. Like
It was
he
the
thinks he has
3
zone.
by 1
Yeah,
mesh.
yeah, they had the bunch over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think maybe he thought he was in zone or something, but he just parked it, just chilling, and
Covered nobody.
Covered nobody, just
By the way.
chilling, just kind of what's up, dog? I got here, and wide open 3rd and 11 touchdown. It's and then again, but but coverage, mental mistakes, bad technique, these are all awful. But what, you can't even tackle? I mean, what you train your whole life? Like, I don't know. I was always told that tackling was an effort thing. And this team is the worst tackling team that I've ever seen. It's out of LSU, right? You can find more inept defenses throughout history, barely, but you can. But it's the worst I've ever seen with LSU.
And a lot of it right now, it's just there's the effort portion of it because you've never been coached to stand still and dive. No level of football have you. Like, it doesn't matter where you play. You play Breck football. Like, you've never been coached to do that. So some of this has to fall certainly on the players. And then it's like, okay, well, like, where did you pick that up? Like, why are you doing that? Yeah. So it's even hard to explain.
You know, it's a bad combination too, Jake. Not being able to tackle and then giving guys like 20 yards of cushion.
Because if you give guys 20 yards of cushion, it's because you know your guys can make the play driving up.
Yeah. Well, or it's because you're absolutely terrified of getting beat, and that is the rock in a hard place, awful point that LSU's at. Is they're giving these guys all these cushioning because they're terrified of getting beat, and then they catch these short little hitch routes, and they're just getting broken down in the open field.
I was laughing at the picture you sent, and you were highlighting the D line. But right before that, me and you had just talked about, like, why are the corners playing at 12 yards? And on that picture, if you look, you can see 8 yards of field in front of the receiver, no DB inside. So that DB's at least the 9 yards. It was like that almost every play. And, like, Ole Miss is a running team.
Yeah.
They're not even known for the deep pass, and you're that scared to get beat.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Ole Miss can run the ball all year. Tulane shoved their – ooh, I keep wanting to curse. I got to stop.
Oh, Tulane big boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Make no mistake about it. That final score is not even remotely close to the score.
So, look, we're really surprised that the Ole Miss offensive line pushed LSU's front around. Second week in a row that's happened. So I think I need to stop thinking this LSU D-line is good, and I need to accept that bad O-lines will look better against LSU. I wrote that on the first series. Mm-hmm. And it only got worse.
Because I think your eyes are telling you the true story.
Because
Arkansas's offensive line got pushed around by Texas A&M's defensive line.
Yes, exactly, and BYU as well. So I have to accept that. Okay, when these other O lines look bad, you have a bad defensive front, and so you're not going to be able to take advantage. So I have to start adjusting my math therein.
Somebody inside the Bayou 4 chat was asking about missed tackles. I do have that number.
You have the number of missed tackles in this game? Yeah, give it to us. And I can pull up the where you rank now nationally in missed tackles.
17.
Hell
17 missed tackles. In this contest alone, you had 17 missed tackles. Also, something else we hadn't even hit yet. You know how many sacks you had? With like almost what was it? How many pass attempts did Jackson Dart have?
40. Zero. The only
40
one you would have
basically,
had
39.
was, or did you have one?
No, you had none.
Okay,
You're right.
The only one you would have had was Harold Perkins, and then he flipped it to maybe they could have blown the whistle. Perks had got him stood up,
in the grass.
But he just flips it to Judkins, and he gets a couple yards.
17 missed tackles, 40 pass attempts, no sacks.
This is not that bad. LSU's only 109th in tackling. I mean, they're 126th in big play, 110th in coverage, 120th in passing success, 130 in finishing drives, 125 in quality drives, 128 in passing EPA, 126 in passing downs rate, 133 according to PFF in passing down rate. Hell yeah. Good solid last place in the country. And 130 in passing down success rate, 125 passing downs explosiveness. Third down defense, 119. So I added up, and this is actually shocking that it was this good, but I added up Ole Miss conversions on 3rd and 7 or more, the majority of which were 10 to 11 yards, and Ole Miss went 5 of 9. And it's wild that I was just surprised that it was 5 of 9 because it felt like 7 of 7 the other night. But do you understand when it's 3rd and long, that is supposed to be a huge advantage for the defense. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're supposed to get off the field 85% of the time, and you're allowing teams to convert at basically like a 60% clip. It's unreal. That's why I say no more second down celebration. And actually, save it till you know they're in punt formation. Because there were even a couple of these where they got yards on 3rd down and then easily convert on 4th.
Matt C says Josh Pate in Pro Football Focus 30 missed tackles. I'm looking at Pro Football Focus. They adjust their stuff all the time, every single day. And you know what I'm saying? Like as the week goes on.
Yeah.
And there's 17 that they credit as missed tackles. So it was probably 30 off the jump, but they've knocked it down to 17. Not that really
improvement, dude.
Makes it better. You only hit the quarterback 3 times. You only hit him, not sacked him. Because you didn't sack him. You hit him 3 times.
No, it was, bro, the Ole Miss offensive line kicked your ass. And the LSU offensive line was awesome. You know, again, they were incredible. Doesn't matter to them. Logan Diggs, awesome. Brian Thomas, awesome. Malik Neighbors, awesome. Jaden Daniels, stupendous, incredible, unbelievable.
God, that throw to Kyron
500
Lacy.
total yards, 5 total touchdowns. The Kyron Lacy throw, I mean, all of them. Like
that's
we
what
got to go. We got to go.
Yeah, I know, and that's what's going to get lost. Because we can get up here and we can tell you exactly what it was. We could show you the plays behind us if we wanted to, but it's going to get lost because or Iowa. And so it's going to get that is going to get lost. The Jaden Daniels, the receivers, Logan Diggs running like he woke up pissed off.
Yeah,
that's going to get lost.
And okay, let's talk about like kind of the offense when we get back, because they're in an impossible situation, and it's weird, Jake, where they have so little margin for error that these little plays take on bigger importance. But but unfortunately, the reality is you're going to have to find out ways to even eliminate the small little mistakes. So we got to talk about it next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Look, man, you need a new vehicle. You want to go to All-Star, where you can find your next Toyota. They got incredible deals. The website's a great place to start if you want to explore all of the different options. Look at the deals. Maybe you want a new, maybe you want a Toyota certified used vehicle. Either way, you want to go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, when you go there, remember, you can buy new, certainly. You can lease, you can rent, you can do it all. I mean, pre-owned as well. But when you're buying new, of course, the full fleet is available. That's what they're supposed to do, right? But also when you're leasing and when you're renting, everything is available. So no matter what you need, if you got a big trip coming up and you need something a little bit bigger because you have some extra luggage, well, they got you covered with the Sequoia. Or if you want something smaller, maybe you have a little weekend getaway, you can get a sedan, you can get a hybrid. Everything is available. Again, check it out on the website, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Call in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We'll recap LSU Ole Miss. We'll hear from Brian Kelly, and we'll recap Saints and Bucks. Join us for Monday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I apologize, y'all. I've not had the chat open all day because I have a billion things to say. We'll get to more of your comments probably in the second hour. Okay, Jake, let's talk offensively because to me, this is one of the things that I hate is that the offense is under so much unreal pressure that we end up having to highlight these tiny mistakes that feel massive because there's no margin of error. It's things like the early Chris Hilton drop. You know, the bomb in the beginning of the game where Jaden throws a dime. And it's a very tough catch, but he does hit him in stride. I mean, he leads him. Defender never has a chance on it. Hilton's the only one, and it ends up falling through his hands. John Emery had a bad, there's either a drop or a bad run read on like a first down that later became like a 3rd and 8 that resulted in the fumble. It was the Caleb Jackson drop, and I think it was maybe the fourth quarter, third. There was Kyron Lacy. So at the very end of the half, down by 3, when you get the ball back and you're trying to, Kyron Lacy had that like 30-yard drop that would have set you up for a much easier field goal. And again, I'm not highlighting these to crap on these guys because these should be relatively small mistakes, especially things like the Caleb Jackson and the Emery moments. Even though after this, I only want Diggs and Williams to play. But the problem is there's just, I mean, you understand the problem. Because the margin of error is so small, these things take on greater importance. And it just sucks because this offense should be celebrated because they're awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so many things that we, like within the game, like T-Bob's laying out, that could have changed the narrative of the game. But like something very small, like missing a kick like that before half. And you were right there in the middle. You just didn't have the distance. And you could see Brian Kelly yelling at a special teams coach because right before then, he asked him, where do we need to get to feel comfortable? Like you saw the broadcast show, where do we need to get to? And you answer the question and you throw underneath, you get to that spot, and then 5 yards short, maybe?
Yeah, you were a holder. The ball had to get spun. Does that take anything off the kick?
I think it does.
I kind of had that feeling too. Like when I saw the ball spin, I was like, I don't know.
I mean, it was a full spin too.
Yeah, it was a full laces, and I mean, credit to the holder. It's a good spin. I'm not saying that that's on the snapper. You get at this level, you're supposed to be able to snap it where you're hitting an exact amount of rotations every time.
So, I played with Dave Benn in the NFL, and he was like an 18-year vet. Dated Pam Anderson, by the way. So shout out to Dave Benn. He would snap it perfect every time, where the laces would hit your right hand, like perfectly. Right hand down, right hand down. So it does take a little bit off of it. But then you saw Brian Kelly after that, like get after a special teams coach. He's like, basically, like you told me this is where we had to get to. And you're like, okay, well, does that matter? Well, you make that the last drive, you're kicking a field goal to tie the game. So like it's little. I mean, 1,000 things happen in between there.
On the fumble, you're in field goal range.
Yeah.
If you get sacked there, Damian Ramos will make that field goal, and then again, you're kicking a field goal at the end. So that's again. But when you have a historically bad defense, you leave yourself no room for any of this. And again, I really can't spend enough time hyping Jaden Daniels and his growth. The tight windows. 3rd and goal, back of the end zone, in the red zone where it's hard to do that, not even with a full field stretched out in front. Confident, immediately making the read. You need 3, 3rd. No. I immediately made my read. I saw like the wide receiver's hips flip the DB's hips flip. Okay, I know where I'm going with the ball. Anticipatory throws over the middle, things that I never thought he'd be able to do where, receivers are breaking behind linebackers and he's throwing to a spot and it just looks beautiful from the end zone copy. The second 17, 50-yard run. I mean, everything that he does with the legs. The decisions on when to run it, when to throw it. And again, not just the throws he's making, but the throws he's making when the pressure is on. It's 28-14. You got to score. 3rd and 3. That's the corner throw to Brian Thomas. The Kyron Lacy throw to make it 28-31 with over a minute left in that first half and really caused you to be like, okay, we survived this initial onslaught. The free play at the end of the game to go up 9 where the defensive lineman jumps off sides, recognizes it, throws a bomb, drops it again in the bucket, touchdown. Scrambled on the final play, put it on Chris Hilton's hands. Could have been a legend. Not in the end. And you know what else we never give him credit for? And shout out my guy Bojack. So I was hanging out with Don Juan today. He pointed out exactly right. That's a tough son of a gun. And we don't ever talk about that. We get mad at him for running. Nobody ever got mad at Burrow for not sliding, for lowering his head. Jaden Daniels is tough as hell too. There's one thing Jaden Daniels doesn't do. He doesn't go half-stepping. He's always trying to get them chains. He's always trying to get extra yards. He stands in the pocket and takes hits. Dude's been unbelievable, and you're wasting the second greatest quarterback season LSU's ever had.
Yeah, I mean, the last play, to buy time, to wait it out, to see that you had an opportunity. Now, you got to throw that ball at the exact right height to give your receiver a chance.
He literally did it.
And he put it on the money. And is it an easy catch? Absolutely not. You know, does Brian Thomas come down with that catch? Like, we can have that conversation, but whatever. We're talking Jaden here. Like, he put it in the right spot to give your team a chance to win there, man. It's just time and time again. I mean, a handful of plays maybe if you want to be critical, but that loss right there, it's like you're in that game because of him.
Yeah. Oh, no, without a doubt. No, I mean, not yeah. Yes. And, you know, receivers, they're all awesome. And they're so much fun to watch. They should be more fun to watch. But instead, it's just, you know, you're just pounding, you're just weeping and gnashing your teeth and tearing your shirt. I mean, Will Campbell's a stone wall. Now, the false starts at the end of the game were frustrating, right? Because, you know, you can't afford that there. But Will Campbell was unstoppable. This offensive line was dominant. Mason Taylor played really well, blocking and receiving. Logan Diggs, like you said, was a beast, running hard, decisive. Everything that we thought was going to happen happened offensively. And it's funny because everybody at the bar was just exasperated. Just give us one play, defense. Just one play. One person make one play, and 0 people came up with 0. And you end up with the L. You went up 9. I mean, that's the worst part of rewatching this film, Jake, is reliving the sequence in the game flow where you finally come up with a stop. You actually had 2 stops in a row. You kind of come up with a big 4th down stop. Then you get a holding penalty, immediately start your drive when you're up 2. You overcome it. You come up with a beautiful touchdown where Jada takes advantage of the free play, and you're up 9 with 8.5 minutes left. Do you know how soft you have to be to lose a 9-point lead with 8.5 minutes left and lose it to the point where your offense still has a minute left to play with? That's the softest ass thing I've ever heard. That's soft. Yes. Not a good field goal. That is. I mean, it's a come to Jesus moment in that building today. So, all right, when we get back, we'll close out our film review, get to your comments, and then hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Gold South says, second greatest QB LSU ever had. Slow down, T. I say QB season, first off. But, I mean, well, we can have that conversation. But that's just a fact. I don't know what to tell you. Go look at his numbers. Go look at the numbers on Central Plumbing. 925-8552 is the phone number. CentralPlumbing.org is the website. Everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured. They have 24/7 emergency service, so they come out to your home immediately when you need them. And they've been at it for 50 years, okay? So they've seen it all. They can fix it all. CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org.
Yeah, go to that website, and you'll see more than just emergencies now. Obviously, they can help you 24/7, 365. But if you're looking to remodel, if you want to go tankless today with a tankless water heater, they can do all of that, right? And as you'll see on the homepage, everything is ready to go. So it doesn't matter if it's at your home or if you have a big business. They can handle whatever your needs are. They'll come and give you a consultation to exactly where you can place everything that is new. Go to the website, centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water, they can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines, or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
It was a humid day. Barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Charles Hannegriff, join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch. We are at the Beau Rivage Sportsbook in Biloxi, recapping a big weekend in college and pro football. Live at Lunch, 10 a.m. start from the Beau Rivage on Monday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Henry with a early ask the bench, and I was, kind of laughed to myself when I thought about the same thing, Henry, this morning. Can we make a team using LSU's offense and the Saints' defense? Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
If you could combine the two Louisiana teams.
Sick cosmic joke.
Yes.
That you're so inept on the 2 opposite sides of the ball on Saturday to Sunday.
Also crazy because for the longest time it was the inverse, right? Like
Yeah.
the Saints had great offense,
Yeah.
terrible defense.
You're right.
Yeah.
The level of God's cosmic mirth goes a level deeper. And again, I did want to get this point in.
LSU's a 6.5-point favorite, by the way, this weekend on the road against Missouri.
Have they seen Brady Cook and Luther Burden? Because Luther Burden's going to be watching this film, and his eyes are going to get as big as dinner plates. I mean, he's going to be hungry. Brady Cook went off again this weekend.
Yep.
And, I mean, I don't know. I would imagine that Vanderbilt and LSU rank very similarly defensively.
I can't wait to see this. I'm going to look it up.
Here, and this is a small point, but I did want to get it in. Mason Smith, stop worrying so much about winning some sort of physical pissing match with the offensive lineman. Every single time, instead of fighting off blocks, you're just sitting there hand fighting, shoving, pushing, extracurriculars. I like how you ever heard Cam Jordan talk about offensive linemen? He literally doesn't even know their names, or at least he claims not to, right? Because to him, they are nameless and faceless because they don't matter. The guy with the ball matters. And all they are is an obstacle to get to the ball. Mason Smith seems to fundamentally not understand that, as he just gets caught up in these pointless shoving matches that end in nothing and made him look like a fool when Ole Miss was just racking up the yards all over the place.
They always talk about You win your individual matchup, but don't get in an individual battle.
Wait, what? Yeah, yes,
win your
exactly,
individual
exactly.
matchup, but don't get in an individual battle because what do? Not your job.
All right, weekend winners. Gonna kick off hour 2, then probably some Saints. Oh, gross. Off the bench.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Patient Plus Urgent Care, PatientPlusUC.com. Remember, we got the new Patient Plus membership program. This thing is awesome. For individual, it's $20 a month. If you buy the full year, you get 10% off. And check it out. You go twice, and you've already saved money. Okay? You go twice, you've already saved money, and this gets you unlimited visits. Steroid shots, COVID, cold, flu, anything, y'all. Like anything. You no longer have to do the math of, can I just get through this without going because I don't feel like spending the money? No, you get unlimited visits, okay? And they got great deals for families. Go check it out, PatientPlusUC.com.
Yeah, go to the website. Remember, you can always schedule your visit on the website. Walk-ins certainly always welcome. There's going to be a location in the Baton Rouge area that is convenient for you. You can find all of those locations on the website. Again, PatientPlusUC.com. Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Monday, October 2nd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 92. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Weekend Winners coming up next, and Hold the Mayo joins the show at 9:15. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo! Welcome back, OTB. Hour number 2. Look, so I want to get your comments this hour. I want to talk Saints, and we got to do weekend winners here. So I don't know how we're going to do it all, but we will see the rest of the show. And then we got Hold the Mayo coming up at 9:15 as well to help us break down this just miserable football weekend. Let's dive in to some weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right. We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do. What's that? Win the whole thing.
All right, my first weekend winner is any company that has ever filmed a commercial with Travis Kelce. And it's funny because some of these commercials are old, but you can tell all these companies and advertisers hopping on the zeitgeist have immediately unearthed any Travis Kelce content that they have to put it back in the forefront. So, and I wonder how Kelce gets paid on these things, right? Like, is there a royalty? Because, like, some of these are old, right? They're commercials that had already gone out of rotation and are now being brought back in. So, congratulations.
Twice last night, they showed a Pfizer commercial of him getting his first COVID shot. And I was like,
God.
it's a commercial that I've seen from 2 years ago. It was during the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
Like, my wife is like, hey, look, Travis Kelce's on another commercial. And I was like, that one's 2 years old. I've seen it 100 times. And then it pops up and he's getting the shot.
That's what I'm saying,
I'm like,
dude.
yeah, of course.
Well, so a lot of times companies will pay like a renewal fee like over and over again and not use it, but they'll pay the fee so they have the ability to use it. And sometimes they don't, sometimes they do, but certainly they're going to use it now. I mean, even the show Hot Ones, it's like, you eat the hot wings and they ask you questions and you're sweating the whole deal. Well, he was on it like one of the first ever guests, like first ever.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Before it popped off. And now like everybody goes on there.
Yeah.
They re-released the episode. Like it's all over their social media and it's got like millions upon millions of views.
So if you have any Kelce content, I mean, let's go. Your money in the bank, dude.
That is wild.
And also because I know nobody wants to spend any time talking about T-Swift, but weekend winner, the suite in MetLife that had Taylor Swift, Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, and Blake Lively in it.
How long is this going to last? Is
And Blake Lively looks incredible.
I was having that conversation with Mario before the show.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
She is so beautiful.
The
Vaughn
first
Reynolds,
thing I know.
She's always been beautiful, and she is just getting more beautiful with age.
First off, imagine how, just naturally good-looking her and Ryan Reynolds' kids are going to be.
I thought you were just. I just want to watch them.
I wasn't going that far, but
you would. Everybody would. Nobody needs to lie here. We're all friends, guys. It's all good.
Okay, first weekend winner, Khalil Mack.
Yes.
Chargers edge rusher recorded 6 sacks against the Raiders this weekend. 6 sacks against his former team. He was unblockable. They tried to put a fullback over there. It didn't work. A tight end over there. It didn't work. They tried the back over there. Nothing worked. Khalil Mack, 6 sacks, franchise record.
I can't even wrap my head around 6 sacks in a game.
That's because LSU didn't have any.
I remember watching my old man's Michigan Panther USFL championship hype video from 1983 back in the day, Jake. And they had a guy, Coffee or Coker, I can't remember his name, but he got 6 sacks in a game. And I thought it was the craziest thing I'd ever witnessed. I never thought that I would be alive for a human being in the NFL, in a modern NFL game to get guys. That's a season's worth of production.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a young player and you get 6 sacks, you might make multiple millions off of those 6 sacks. And Khalil Mack had it in one game. That's wild.
And insane. Speaking of insane, my first weekend winner is the Celtics because there was an insane trade over the weekend, and the Celtics are getting Drew Holiday. They send Robert Williams and Malcolm Brogdon to the Blazers along with 2 first-round picks. That's going to be really entertaining if the Bucks face off with the Celtics in the playoffs and watch Drew and Dame.
Go ahead.
Watch Drew and Dame go up against each other again.
So I'm a little intrigued in that it seems like the NBA hive mind thinks like, because Boston's always been so kind of future oriented seemingly.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a big price to play for an aging Drew.
A little bit, but to your point, that's kind of Boston's MO to let the Damian Lillard chips kind of fall, and then you still come out with Drew Holiday.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see. I know Miami fans have got to be upset.
Yeah, they have not had a good offseason.
They wanted Dame. Not only did not get Dame, but then Portland went the extra level of strengthening their main Eastern rival.
Yeah, it hasn't been good. I guess they're just going to draw up more for Tyler Hero. Should be interesting.
John Corker. Shout out Arctic Tiger. That's who it was for the Panthers back in the day. John Corker. What a beast.
John Corker.
Yeah. He was an NFL player that was in the USFL after.
Yeah.
All right, I got one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a weekend winner to the San Francisco 49ers. First off, your trade for Christian McCaffrey last year just continues to look better and better.
Crazy.
And a weekend winner to McCaffrey as well. Told you guys during break, as far as I'm concerned, he's the best player in the NFL that's not a quarterback. And honestly, 49ers kind of look like the best team in the NFL right now. The Chiefs struggled last night against the Jets. We've seen the Eagles struggle. They probably should have lost that game to the Commanders yesterday. My guy Brock Purdy went 28 of 29 for 281 yards yesterday, and then all McCaffrey did was 4 touchdowns to go along with that defense. So weekend winners, San Francisco 49ers all around.
Brock Purdy's proven a lot of people wrong.
Yep.
Oh, who's the Iowa State? Oh, Matt Campbell. Matt Campbell kind of sucks, huh? Right? I mean, like we thought he was
so
good.
Weird.
We
was
thot he
such
was
a
good.
Hot name.
I know, but
Yeah,
it was Brock Purdy and Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's why you strike when the iron's hot. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not taking that job. I'm waiting for a better one. Like, ain't a better one coming along.
You know
no
what
more,
else?
bro.
LSU's defense is so bad that I'm starting to wonder if FSU sucks. You know, like in that eternal question of was it more about LSU being bad or FSU being good?
Yeah.
Starting to feel more like LSU being bad.
Starting.
Weekend winner, Pat Mahomes, fastest ever to 200 touchdowns. He broke your boy's record, Dan Marino. Mahomes gets there in his 84th game. Marino got there in 89, so continues to set records. And then weekend winner, Josh Allen and the Bills. As in that very good AFC East, they flex on Miami 48-20. And Allen, you know, he's been a little shifty or a little spotty this year.
Shaky.
Yeah, shaky. 21 to 25 for 324 touchdowns, and Diggs on that one play where he was like wrapped up and then found a way to score was awesome.
Yeah, that was a big flex by Buffalo, and they kind of needed that because, you know, like you said, I think it's been a whole team. It's like, okay, well, they look like they could be the team we thought they could be, but then you lose to the Jets like they did in week 1. That was a big statement by the Bills. Weekend winner, Ryan Willis on Twitter that tweets the show. With the abysmal mess that was Louisiana sports this weekend, this is what I'm expecting to hear tomorrow morning on OTB. T-Bob, still hungover from Saturday night, something inappropriate. Jake, raw dog and PFF grades on everyone. Chargers almost always win. Mario.
Dog and PFF grades is so good, dude.
He says, Chargers almost always win. They did this time. Mario, something about Jordan Love, even though he didn't play. Taylor, Cowboys D, Mac Jones slander, Dak slander.
I'll give Taylor credit for this. He is so upset by Saturday that he hasn't even said anything about the Cowboys today.
I was telling you, like, I watched the game yesterday and, like, I didn't even care. Like, first off, I knew they were going to win because Mac Jones sucks, but there's the Mac Jones slander. But I was watching the game and, like, I expected him to win. I was just like, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
played good.
Mac Jones benched for Bailey Zappi yesterday, who's such a funny name. Weekend winner, the Toy Story game. Boys, the Toy Story game was electric. Such cool technology. The kids love it. My kids were so pumped for Toy Story football. It's so crazy how they do it with the live effects, and when you score in Andy's room, it was beyond cool, I thought.
Yeah, I actually turned it on for a little bit just to see what it looked like. I mean, I had to turn it off because like
wanted to watch
graphics were
finally.
so like it looked like video game-ish to me, and I was like, I'm gonna turn on the real game, but I wanted to see how that one went. They used Slinky Dog for the first down, down a distance, which I thought was excellent.
To spot the ball as well.
So no, Slinky Dog, like if it was 1st and 10, he'd be stretched out 10 yards. If it was short, he'd be like close together. I thought it was great.
Yeah. How about Booger making an ayahuasca joke as well on the Toy Story broadcast? Oh boy, I can't remember who the other commentator was, but he was like, "You think Aaron Rodgers is seeing those UFOs?" And they were like, probably wouldn't be the first time. And then Booger said something about ayahuasca. Okay, dude, I see you, bro. So Taylor, to your point, a little janky, sure, still, but if that's your first pass, like imagine the potential of the technology there. To make no mistake, the NFL wants to brainwash kids, okay? And it seems like they found a pretty damn good pathway to doing so.
Yeah, between the Nickelodeon broadcast and this, for sure.
Weekend loser, the Bengals. It almost feels as if the Louisiana luck extends to them. The 2019, we flew too close to the sun, offended the football gods, maybe. Joe Burrow and the Bengals just suck right now, and they're 1-3. And I don't know if you can come back from 1-3. If anybody can, they can, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, it's both sides of the football.
I mean, you got Jamar Chase in the postgame saying, "I'm always effing open." And the Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow thing has been tight, right? Like, that's the first crack that you could ever. Never did I think that Joe Burrow would have a receiver who is complaining about being open and not getting the ball.
It's defensively for them as well, though. I mean, the Titans,
their offense is bad. Awful.
Really bad. And they scored a lot of points. And it's just, it's bad right now for the Bengals. And it's the same players. I mean, for the most part, you lost like Jesse Bates and some other players, but a majority, 85% of that roster is still the same.
Yeah, no, I know. It's the NFL. It's like we talked about, man. It's great. Like, Christian McCaffrey's awesome. The Panthers were done with him. Yeah. Thought he sucked. Send him on his way. Okay, sure. Weekend loser, Bill Belichick. It really was mostly Brady all those years. Like, it always takes a team effort, and Belichick is great. Make no mistake. I'm not saying that. But he is not great to the point where he can overcome not having, Tom Brady back there, right? It's always a combination. Again, Tom Brady probably wouldn't have done it as much without Belichick either.
He won a Super Bowl.
He did actually go win a Super Bowl immediately afterwards. I'm sorry. I don't know. Weekend loser, the slate yesterday, bad games.
Yeah,
after weeks of all close games, only 5 of the 15 decided by 7 points or less.
The Chargers had a blowout, but they're the Chargers, so they let the Raiders kind of come back into the game. But it was a bad slate.
I know. I almost said 4 of 15 because that wasn't really a game, but I decided to stick technically with the call. Weekend loser. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Weekend winner. Mark Stoops.
Okay, I apologize. I was wrong.
Not Mark Poops.
I know. I was
Kentucky.
Wrong. I was wrong.
Hammers Florida 33-14. Controlled.
You told me Florida's supposed to be
every narrative of the game. Ray Davis, 26 carries, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns. Was a man possessed. Also had a bunch of receiving yards as well.
Yeah, so Ray Davis, Jake, also in the postgame literally said, "I did nothing. It was all the big blue wall." That's what we love to see, just giving credit to the offensive line. They're like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "No, I literally did nothing."
Yeah.
Which was like, okay, hell yeah. I mean, it's crazy. You can beat Florida that badly, and Devin Leary was 9 of 20 for 60 yards.
9 of 19, 69 yards, 1 touchdown, 3.6 yards per attempt.
But coming into the game, wasn't Kentucky had the bad run defense, and Etienne and Florida were balling, just crazy.
Yeah, Florida had 29 carries, 69 yards, 2.4 yards a carry. Kentucky flexed their muscles, and now they get an opportunity.
Look, Mark Stoops, I apologize. You can call me T-Boob or T-Poops or T-Blob or T-Slob or whatever you need to because I deserve it. We can lose to the Bears. They're 4 now. They thought they had it, and then they let the completely inept Denver Broncos come back on them they were 20. What was it? 28-7 or 28-4. It was in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable. That's all I got. Anybody else got any left?
Will y'all get mad if I talk about two people on the Bucks really quick?
Go Zion.
So Antoine Winfield Sr. was a really good player for a long time.
Mhm.
He played for the Vikings when they lost to the Saints in the NFC Championship. But Antoine Winfield Jr. has been a thorn in the Saints' side, has completely broken their heart. He had the forced fumble yesterday on Adam Prentice, and he also had the forced fumble against Jared Cook in the playoffs a couple years ago. So he's underrated, in my opinion. And also, shout out to Trey Palmer, scored a touchdown in his home state for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Hell of a journey for him. He's had a really good rookie season so far.
I thought you meant the Milwaukee Bucks.
I did too. When you said that, I was like, oh, he's going to NBA here for sure.
Buccaneers.
It feels pretty cucky, Mario. I'm not gonna lie. I am excited for Palmer as well.
The
though.
Trey Palmer,
I'm
I
excited
can
for
back
Palmer.
you up.
You kind of went out of your way for the Winfield bit. It's a
Yeah.
good story.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
But you definitely recruited that guy into your bedroom.
Yeah, like the Trey Palmer, I've seen him for the Kentwood Kangaroos score a touchdown in that building. That's a great story. Yeah, but the Winfield, I don't know.
I just feel like that was
a little Jordan Lovey.
That was lost on so many people yesterday. But all right.
Weekend loser, Jake. Prentice and fullback.
I got
not fullback.
Come
just
on, dude.
him.
Come on, dude.
Just
what?
him.
Get your people in line. No.
Just
No. There's so few fullbacks left that one represents the many. Okay, and that was pathetic yesterday. Bad drop, bad fumble to change the game completely. Get your people in line. Get in touch with them. I'm sure y'all have some sort of weekly meeting or something, right? Like all the fullbacks.
a Zoom
It's
call?
a giant Zoom call with all 30 of you.
Yeah.
18 of you, whatever's left.
Well, chill out. That feels hurtful.
I got a weekend loser because it's a conversation we had a lot in the offseason. First off, Mario, if you were going to give a weekend winner for the Bucks, it should have been Baker Mayfield. We'll talk about that during the break. T-Bob, I'm not taking a shot at your guys, but weekend loser is Lincoln Riley. When is Lincoln Riley going to?
T-Bob's fully on our side
when
now.
is he going to just say,
T-Bob's coming over to our
I actually care
side.
about defense? Like, we talked about this in the offseason. You're up 34-14 at one point. You're just like, that's fine. We don't care anymore. And then stop going to the soft zone coverage. So many teams do this. You do it way too early. You let them back in the game. I mean, they had a shot to win that game at the end of it.
Also, I will say this. Shadur found his flow.
No, he
was
for
delivering
sure.
some dimes, but yes.
But it's
yes.
one of those things
Go
where
Buffs.
it's one of those things where it's like, we had a good game plan for him. Let's switch it up a little bit. Like, stop doing that.
No, it was garbage. Yeah, like USC thought
They can't help themselves.
There's a big three in the Pac-12, and SC's still in the big three, but they're clearly third.
Because, okay, look what Oregon did.
Yeah.
Oregon held that team to 6 points. How are you going to beat Oregon? How are you going to beat Washington with their good defense?
I know.
Lincoln Riley, until he invests in the defensive side of the football, he doesn't care.
No, Alex Grinch, I mean.
I will say this for Washington, I agree. But remember last year, they had a 2-game stretch. They went on the road to Arizona State and lost.
Oh, I forgot.
So they go on the road to Arizona this year, ugly but find a way.
Yeah.
So maybe they've
I'm not
gotten on the
digging
other
Washington
side
too
of it.
hard. I'm just saying it's the first time where they've looked
They
human.
look human. Yes, I
all
agree
year.
with that. Shout out to Greg Lamont for this one. Weekend winner, the Chargers bench, standing up for Justin Herbert. Jerry Tillery, who's from Shreveport, went to the same high school that I went to, former Charger, with an absolute cheap shot on his former teammate, Justin Herbert. I mean, Herbert was like 3 steps on the sideline. Jerry Tillery throws a cheap shot. It was helmet to helmet, too. The entire Chargers bench comes over there. They kicked him out of the game. It was that bad.
Oh, wow.
The whole Chargers bench wasn't letting him out of the scrum. Like, they circled around him.
Just jump him in, just throw him on the ground. Everybody starts stomping.
I mean,
him
the
out
referees
immediately.
had to come get him out of the middle of it because every Charger, I think, and we'll see if we can pull up this video at some point, every Charger was over there and around him, ready to let him know what he just did. I mean, it's got to be bad in the NFL to get kicked out of the game immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often in the NFL. College, yes.
So there's a lot of comments about Alex Grinch is worse than Matt House. LSU is the USC of the SEC. Guys, this is what I need you to understand. USC coming into this game was 30th in stop rate in the country. You were 105th coming into this weekend. They led the nation in sacks and TFLs. You're nowhere close. So the harsh, awful truth is you are significantly worse than USC defensively. Okay, so this is the Herbert. Ooh, look at her. Okay, break him down, bro. Damn, dude. See, somebody's got to throw hands immediately. Oh my God, dude, yes, dude. Oh,
Somebody's trying to get there
That's a bad
in the
place to
back.
be, bro.
Yeah.
That's a bad place to be. Oh my God, look at that. We'll get to this later because we got to go. But weekend loser, that South Carolina fan whose picture's all over Twitter with his pants down, his gut hanging out. awful. I mean, everybody knows you, your work, your personal life, and now they all know you better than you want them to know you. All right, when we get back, more OTB. I guess
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Noel Distillery.
As bad as Saturday was for you during the game, T-Bob, I have to imagine it got a little bit better after the game.
Well, it's funny that you say that because what I was going to say is we talked about self-flagellation, right? And that's what it felt like watching the Saints game, then immediately doing the LSU film afterwards. The only thing that made that pain a little bit easier to bear was a nice, tasty, smooth, exquisite pour of that Noel tequila. I didn't go with the Reposado yesterday with the Blanco, but you pour one of those in the afternoon, you turn on the film, okay, I can kind of start the process a little bit. But look, whether it's the vodka, the pickle vodka, the rum aged, the tequila barrels, the Reposado, the Blanco, Noel has worked for years to fine-tune their taste. Go ask. When you're at the bar, you're at the store, ask for Noel Spirits, okay? You are not going to be disappointed, I promise you.
NoelDistillery.com. Remember, book your visit today, NoelDistillery.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Fall baseball is upon us, but we'll just talk about football. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back. OTB. LSU 4-4 in their last 8 games, boys. Right? Was it taking out the bowl game? I don't know. It's not good. A lot of blowout losses in there. Yeah, because you're 3-2 right now, and then you won the bowl game, but you lost your last 2 to A&M and Georgia. So 4-4, and one of those wins is an awful, awful Purdue game, and one of the wins is Grambling.
It's factual.
And I'm not trying to play the game of take away this run and here's his average. I'm just recognizing the truth that thank God you got that 2-point conversion against Alabama last year. Because you are trading. That changed everything.
Well, when you look at – somebody sent this to me. Ole Miss, 55 points. Arkansas, 31 points. Florida State, 45 points. Georgia, 50 points. Texas A&M, 38 points.
I know.
5 of the last 8 defensive efforts. The other 3 games were against Purdue, who basically had me and T-Bob out there playing, Grambling, and Mississippi State, who has no idea who they are offensively.
So to say
so
it's
to your
a
point,
crisis.
You go back. And,
it's bad. Yeah. It's a crisis. It's a crisis right now. They got to figure it out. It's funny, we were making jokes about how, like, at least Vanderbilt's probably worse in total defense, and we looked it up. They were. I was like, well, what if we switch it to FBS only, right? And no, they're 106, you're 116. Luther Burden might murder someone this weekend. Like, he might actually break an ankle or two, catch a couple bodies. We'll see. All right, let's move on to the Saints, though. Even though it's weird, Jake, it's like you put so much So Sunday is our day off, right? Football season's awesome. It's busy. It's crazy. But Sunday's kind of our pseudo day off without a doubt. Even though we're still spending hours watching film and everything. It is shockingly hard to stay awake during Saints games right now. It might be the most boring football I've ever seen in my entire life. It is, I mean, I'm constantly having to lift my eyelids, get up and walk around. I find myself with a natural instinct to start doing chores during it. Like, oh, maybe I need to go, like, do some dishes, fold some laundry, help out, because I need something to keep my brain occupied other than the just completely inept offense that we're seeing. And the offensive line is awful. They're awful already. They're injured, so they're extra awful. Derek Carr, credit for trying to play hurt, but hurt Derek Carr is, like, a lot of people don't think Derek Carr's the guy anyway, right? I'm still probably higher on Carr than most, but I can't accept that a hurt Derek Carr is not going to be able to overcome the sign.
I wanted to be wrong on my Derek Carr take. Like, literally, I've told y'all, when we're not on air, I want to be wrong. I want to be up here and be like, hey, I was so wrong. He completed 23 passes yesterday for 127 yards. How in the NFL do you complete 23 passes and only amount to 127 yards? Like, some of that is within the offense, which what in the hell is that? Like, I have no idea what it is. I mean, I'm like you. I'm like, what is this scheme? What is the plan here? Like, what did you think was going to happen? And that's why you have a quarterback who completes 23 passes for 127 yards, but also, like, he is injured. So he's trying to throw the deep ball. He did a couple of times. You almost had it, but you didn't complete that.
There's like a lot of deep route concepts, too.
A ton yesterday.
Like, dude. I'm like, what are we doing?
It's like you have a quarterback that's, like, held together with duct tape and super glue right now.
And so, like, you're kind of forcing him down to check downs in some sense because, like, you're just so slow. Or you're forcing him to hold on to the ball.
And we asked the question. We're like,
Pete Carmichael ain't it.
No.
Bottom line.
And we're like, if he's hurt, okay, well, you pay Jameis Winston a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money to be a backup. Okay, but you pay him a lot for a backup. It's like, if he's hurt, surely Jameis is a better option than a hurt Derek Carr. Well, they didn't think so, and Derek Carr goes out there and throws 37 passes, and then Jameis comes in for one play, one interception. It's like, okay. Okay, I got it. We got it. I mean, and one of the worst, just snap the ball, said, you know what, the hell with it. Let me throw it down there.
I get it. I'm not the Saints fan in the room, so, like, Mario can get mad at me. I laughed when that happened.
Well, I mean, no, it's objectively funny. I get it.
I was in the car with
It's
Hudson.
objectively funny, without a doubt.
I was in the car with my 10-year-old Hudson, and we were listening to it on the radio. And by the way, Deuce is done. Like, Deuce on the call. Deuce is so mad, and I actually love it because he is being petty on the broadcast. But we're listening to it. Shout out on EagleNet81. And he says, Jameis Winston is now at quarterback. Jameis Winston with the interception in Hudson, my 10-year-old. He said, one play, one pick? That was it.
Good job, Huddy, though, recognizing.
He goes, one play, one pick? Like, yeah, one play, one pick. And then Deuce was just like, I'm done, basically.
Cardin surpassed 100 yards, so his 15th completion. How many attempts did he have?
37.
Oh, my God.
23 of 37.
What is that yards per attempt?
3.4.
Oh, my God. 7 is like bad. 10 is elite. 3.4 is that's sleep. Like, that's sleepy.
Yeah.
That's why I was falling asleep during the game for the second week in a row.
That's actually, let me see that math.
Also, there was a moment yesterday where it was just like the third down struggles seemed to carry over to the game yesterday, and I'm so sick of it. We should just skip third down as a state. Okay, here's a couple nice things I could say about the Saints. D-line continues to be pretty frisky. Now, maybe you want to see a little more out of Granderson ever since he got the big payday, but Brazil looks awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Brazil looks like a guy, certified dude, already stacking TFLs and sacks.
Plays hard.
Hard.
Guy plays hard. I mean,
Malcolm
to the
Roach.
whistle, the echo of the whistle.
Malcolm Roach playing very well.
Yeah.
I love the bounce back from Groupie, after missing in the manner that he did. And that will end all the positive things that I have to say about the New Orleans Saints. But there you go. I gave you 3.
I mean, fullback fumbling. You know what you just did?
Yeah,
Do
I know.
you know
He set
you just set us
He
back.
set y'all back.
It may be extinct now, maybe dead. We
he's
just
the,
had a kickoff return for a touchdown.
He's the Jesse Smollett of fullbacks. You know what I'm saying? He's hurt the entire cause.
Everybody.
With his BS. So I'm sorry, bro. I mean, that roster spot, give it up to a tight end. You're injured to hell at tight end right now. Give it up to another tight end.
Well, I mean, every tight end you had in camp, Sean Payton's already signed, so
that's true.
Got to go trade for him if you want him back.
The Saints have now lost. This comes from David Grubb on Twitter. The Saints have now lost 3 in a row to Tampa for the first time since the series began in 1977. And I can't remember how high this number got. But Jeff Duncan, I need to check on the updated numbers. I think it might be up to 19, but they had 17. Saints have 17 drives in a row without a touchdown near the end of that game. I can't remember if they got the ball once or twice more after that. So, and then you saw Alvin Kamara. Actually, let's do this. Let's go to break. When we get back, let's play the Alvin Kamara sound from New Orleans Football as kind of says it all for Saints fans. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. You know who's on the G team? Jaden Daniels, Brian Thomas. Okay, so actually, Malik Neighbors. That's what I meant. My bad. On the G team. Go check out Grubbin with G at Get Gordon. You check it out. Hey, Gordon, we're going to need some. You got to buy some DBs next year, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's everybody call Gordon after you get in an accident, okay? Crank those numbers up. And get ready to get in some big-time safeties and corners, okay? Because when it comes to safety, because you're in a car accident, so I hope you're safe. Look, whatever. Just get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888.
Go to the website, getgordon.com. Remember, right now, if you're already at work, you can have a chat with them right there on that website. If you can't get to the phone and dial the aides and they can answer any question, you can find past client results, all that information right there on the website, getgordon.com. But area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast all of your maintenance.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We'll recap LSU Ole Miss. We'll hear from Brian Kelly, and we'll recap Saints and Bucks. Join us for Monday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Jeff G, LSU defense needs to start stomping on some necks like the La Tech player. Yeah. A little bit of that in there. Chester D, it's amazing that y'all want to talk about how Joe Burrow, how stuck he is, but you could talk about other quarterbacks. We did say Joe Burrow sucks now, for whatever it's worth, thus far this season. Like you kind of mentioned, still feels like 2019 LSU was a bit of the deal with the devil.
It does tell a story of, in the NFL, like training camp is still pivotal.
Yep, true.
It still is. And when you miss all of training camp like Joe did, it doesn't matter who you are. It is going to take time. Even if you've been with those receivers for 3 years, like it takes time. Like training camp is pivotal in what you do. That's why I hated getting away from two-a-days. Like when it happened in that new CBA, I'm like, yeah, cool. Like we don't have two-a-days, but also like that's really where the fire really starts to burn good.
I mean, that's what Unc and Ocho were talking about a couple weeks ago, where they're basically saying like, it's kind of where your body gets callous.
It is.
Helps to prepare, fight against these soft tissue injuries.
And like for me,
everything else.
For me, like in training camp, like that's where you get a chance to show your toughness.
Yeah.
Like, can you handle this? Because it's a beast. Like, old school NFL two-a-days was a beast.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Like, it's – were
imagine.
you in –
Hell no, we didn't have
you were the first year of the new stuff,
my
right?
NFL camp experience was one where, skill-wise, much harder, going against NFL guys, but, raw physically, not as hard.
Yeah.
Because the practices were so, light and even and I actually was lucky where I took a lot of reps. Like I have other guys where it's maybe got 4 reps.
Yeah.
Per practice.
Yeah. You would practice against the Cowboys, full pads, and then you come back in the afternoon and you be shells, but it was like a full padded practice because you ain't about to let the Cowboys guy show you up on tape.
Yeah.
Right? And so, I mean, there's some of that. Now, it's not the only excuse. You still have to play better.
Go South. Does the NCAA limit how many live practices a team has like the NFL limit teams? Yeah. They got rid of 2 days as well. All right. Okay, so here is a video. This comes from New Orleans Love Football. It's in the locker room after the game. And here is Alvin Kamara. What was the question? It's something about, like, are you surprised at, like, the lack of the success the offense is having? Something along those lines here. Play the clip.
It's been 2 years since we put in, or however long since we had that offense that was rolling. Now we kind of in this rut of, it's what it is right now, what you see. So, like I said, we got to have some conversations about something, because I don't like losing. It's been 2 years.
Crazy is it hasn't even been 2 years, right? I think it's been 3. He almost had to, like, catch himself there. He could tell that he said 2 years, and he was like, oh, wait, no, actually, we were bad that other year, too. All of our nightmares about post-Breeze, are now obviously true.
Oh, yeah, because you had the year where you had, like, Trevor Siemian and Ian Book.
Yeah.
You were overachieving that first year with Jameis, with Peyton still. You weren't but you were not explosive offensively, right? Yeah. You were doing just enough. It was the exact rhythm that you're doing now, only you're worse now. Pete Carmichael ain't the guy, guys, No. And it's tough because the offensive line sucks, and that makes everything look worse. Like, how do you have all these great weapons, but you're so inept? And a bad offensive line is one of the keys. But I'm with you, Jake. Just from a scheme standpoint, they seem so haphazard and fractured and kind of don't know who they want to be. And the Taysom stuff is rhythmically challenging. It's just the route combinations, like we said, are a bit quizzical. It's just bad. It's just bad. So I think, I don't know, man. If this season goes awry, it's finally time for the full reset.
Yes, you still have so many people that are related to the past regime, and it's like, okay, like, I get that. I'm not saying like you got to clean house, but you do that to try to hold it together, right? Because it's like, man, we got some things that are really working here, and I don't think we have to have wholesale changes. We just don't have to. And let's just keep enough together, and we can continue what we've done for the last decade plus, whatever it might be. But then when it doesn't start working and it goes the other way, like, all of those parts together did what we did. Like, they all did well together. But you start to break pieces off, and it gets fractured, and then it looks like the Saints did yesterday and so far in this season.
Yeah, and you can see the defense. I feel like the defense is now starting to feel the complete lack of offense, where you always hear about a great quarterback can kind of inspire an entire team because it gives the team belief that, okay, if we do our job, at least the offense can do that. We set up Drew Brees for a chance for a game-winning drive, or even actually Derek Carr first couple games made big plays. But, like, if you set them up, then they're going to follow through. And now with the ineptitude of the last couple of games, even the defense is starting to feel more and more completed. This kind of tells a story. Call of Awareness says, congratulations again to Dennis Allen on his 40th loss against 19 wins as a head coach.
That's kind of hard to pull off, like, in the modern NFL. Like,
it is,
just
to get that much opportunity.
Yeah, having that record.
Yeah, not even mad. I'm impressed.
Yeah, and it's weird.
A big Baxter eating the wheel of cheese weekend for Louisiana football.
Yeah, just objectively and factually has not been a good NFL head coach, but also the last 5 years of Saints football, you can argue that's been the strength of the team, even with Sean Payton towards the end.
Adam Field says, I think DA is okay. I like his work on defense, but we need to change the offense. There's too much good personnel there to be this blah. Yeah, I mean, the problem is, though, it is going to come down on the head coach, and it should. I mean, the head coach sets the kind of tenor and tempo of the team. What do defensive-minded head coaches love? Conservative offense that isn't going to make huge mistakes, and you've done that to your own detriment to this point. I think DA lost you a lot of games last year by not being aggressive and by just trying to sit on balls or not try to go for big first downs, and you're seeing again this year.
That's why, I mean, it was so exciting to see them close the game with, like, Rashid Shaheed deep pass.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, okay,
yes,
okay, like, that's very, very aggressive. But it's like, it feels like, okay, on 3rd and 1, they'll take a shot, and then on 3rd and 11, they throw underneath.
Yeah.
Does it not feel like that?
It's
like even when you're aggressive, it's like only in that situation.
Yeah, very clunky, just clunky all around, and it feels like when they do draw good plays, the execution isn't there. Like, one thing I've noticed is Michael Thomas is finally healthy. Like, he's moving around well. He's running his routes excellently, but they're not utilizing him. They're not getting the ball, either because the protection is bad or Carr's not going through his progressions correctly. That's been really frustrating.
Yeah, it's they're gonna have to get to. Well, I don't know. Let's see play out. You're 2-2. You know.
And Juwan Johnson was inactive yesterday, but he's been non-existent the entire season.
Inactive. I think he didn't he hurt his hamstring at the beginning of the game or before the game.
Well, either way, he wasn't playing in the game yesterday. But my point was, like, the tight ends have had to help with the offensive line, so they've kind of been a non-factor too, and that's limited the offense. Like, it's not just one thing.
Foster's been hurt all year too.
Yeah, it's just a combination of bad things, and you see it, in the rankings of where the Saints are on offense.
Yeah, you don't get that. Again, it's like the LSU defense. You don't get that bad without having problems at every single level. So rough times here in the Boot Boys. When we get back, let's close out hour 2 of OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. You go to All-Star today, and you go see him off Airline Highway, man. Start to talk to Aaron Pico and his team. Start to explore maybe what's right for you and your family. And remember, if you're trading in a vehicle, still super high value on that vehicle. Then you can turn right back around, get yourself a new Sequoia, Sienna, Tundra, Tacoma, Camry, whatever you want. It's all there for you at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, if you're looking to rent a Toyota, maybe you're going to Como. I don't know. Maybe you're going to go watch LSU play this weekend. You can go rent that Sequoia, Sienna, whatever. If it's just a weekend getaway, you can go rent a sedan, a hybrid, something that's better on gas, like whatever. They've got it all available over there because everything is available in the rental process. If you're leasing as well, you're not going to find that anywhere else. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
We're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Step inside an Infiniti QX50.
And you'll find a suite of driver-focused features tailored to your tastes. But most of all, you'll find
Charles Hannigrove, join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch. We are at the Beau Rivage Sportsbook in Biloxi, recapping a big weekend in college and pro football. Live at Lunch, 10 a.m. start from the Beau Rivage on Monday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy?
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Huh. Is this true? Let's look at that. See what Champ said in chat. Let's look at that. See if that's true. Okay. Yeah, welcome back to OTB, hour number 3. So this is a new thing we're going to do every Monday. Hour 3. Right, wrong, or indifferent. We're going to look at the weekend. Where do we get it right? Where do we get it wrong? And the difference what? Just like what else impressed us?
What
like
lives in the gray area still?
Okay.
Like something that you had a strong belief on. It wasn't one way or the other. Still could go good. Still could go wrong.
Okay. I might have misunderstood indifferent today, but it's fine because these are gray area plays actually. So never mind. All right. We don't have imaging for this yet.
Not yet.
We need to make imaging for next week.
Shout out Craig Schilling. If you're listening, you've done big deal or no big deal on a lot of the other stuff that we've done. If you can go ahead and just do this for us.
And everybody's like talking about how upset they are about the T-Swift NFL talk. Guys, just understand, like, it is what it is. You click on it. You know? That's the problem. Like, you get what you want. You all hate these politicians, but why do they act the way they do? Because you vote for the psychos. So, like, you get what you deserve. Your words say one thing, but your actions say another.
It's so funny you say that. Like, I've been more mindful of that because you're right. Like, last night I was looking at something, and it was funny. It was on TikTok, and it was related to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and I liked it. And I said, wait a minute. And I unliked it because I was like, I don't want more of my...
Doesn't matter. The eye tracking, the eye tracking already got you. The fact that you even watched it and like it originally already got you. The algorithm knows what our brains want.
Because I checked, and I was like, let me unlike it. And I was like, I don't know if it works. Or
I do like trying to cover your track or trying to climb out of that hole, though.
Because like what it was funny, but I was like, I can't have this flood my For You page either.
We could call it the triple C: conscious content, consuming. I don't know. It's not the start of hour 3 yet. It's the end of hour 2.
Yeah, I was wondering. I thought you were just setting it up.
No, I'm a segment ahead.
No, I thought you were just setting it up. Hey, radio tease.
Okay, so we'll get to right, wrong, or indifferent coming up next. Let's see if there's any comments worth reading. Ask the bench. We all felt that BK could win a championship after being hired by LSU. What year feels realistic for this to actually happen? I mean, it's tough because it feels like, Nuss could be very great. Maybe this doesn't play, but the offense is so incredible this year. And again, guys, I don't think there's any question this is the second best quarterback season an LSU quarterback has ever had. Okay. Certainly not statistically. If you wanted to get into a more nuanced argument, well, right, Jamarcus Russell won the Maxwell and offenses were different at the time, and so you have to adjust for inflation. Like, okay, sure, but just raw dog and stats, Jayden Daniels easily the second. So when you lose that, it's hard to feel like you're going to be better, okay? But it's not impossible. So,
you're losing a lot offensively.
Yeah.
You're losing.
At least you keep your tackles.
Malik Neighbors is going to be gone. Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be gone. Jaden's going to be gone. John Emery's going to be gone. That's just off the top of my head. Logan Diggs, if he continues running like he did, he has a real opportunity to be gone. So you're going to, Kyron Lacey is going to be gone. So.
Ask the bench, what is going to happen when Perkins and Romack transfer, and how many of these juniors will we lose to transfer in the NFL when they shouldn't even be thinking it? That's for the head coach to try to manage and make sure that does not happen. Also, there's no reason why Perk would transfer.
Gosh, just think of like Mekhi Gardner going to the NFL early. I know we've talked about it. Like he would feel like Deion Sanders on this team right now. Darrelle Revis on this team right now. Bernard Converse, I know he had to go.
Yeah, he had to go.
A player like that.
Dude, the streets are saying that Zach Wilson played so good yesterday because Donna Kelsey was in the stands. Do y'all think Zach's trying to bang Travis and Jason's mom?
It would certainly be a power play, but no, I don't think so.
I would say no. He has a penchant for doing so. Penchant. I don't know how to say that word, actually.
What's up with Aaron Rodgers in the suite, man? We're going to talk about that.
What?
Aaron Rodgers watching the game in the suite and not on the sidelines?
Because he has...
Bro, Aaron Rodgers can do whatever the hell he wants.
He's on crutches. I don't think they want him. No, seriously, they didn't want him standing.
Okay. That's a valid response.
Hour 2 the Bucks, hour 3. Coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bone.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come home, live Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
LSU's men and women's golf teams, University Club residents enjoy exciting amenities like golf, swimming, tennis, pickleball, fitness center, and many social activities. Whether you're building or buying, you will enjoy living in this active community located just minutes from LSU. For your convenience, our on-site sales office is located within the neighborhood. Home sites are now available to build your custom dream home. For all real estate information in the University Club, contact Jamie Uso at 225-802-7159.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Monday, October 2nd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 92. Coming up on OTBOT, Holden Mayo joins the show at 9:15. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo! What's up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, hour number 3. We got spread lines coming up next. Right now, let's do a little right, wrong, or indifferent. Jake, kick us off. So we start with where we were right.
All right, a couple things that I felt like I had a pretty good pulse on, and one, I'm glad I was right, and one, I'm painfully sad that I was right. Kentucky was the thing I feel good about. Well, not only because they beat the Florida Gators, but there was some people up here calling Mark Stoops Mark Poots.
Yeah, he said that poops. But who said that?
Actually, I think poots is funnier. Like poots is a funny word. It's a good Southern grandma word.
I would say poot has a built-in Southern accent.
Yes, it does.
Poot. There's no way to say it without a.
God, I gotta get I'm gonna get some people that are like West Coast Cali to say the word poot now.
Ooples and banoo.
Listen to how it sounds. So right on that. I mean, Kentucky went out there. Ray Davis. Woke up pissed off and just went out there and destroyed the Florida Gators. And Florida is the team that we thought they were, but who knows what Tennessee is, because they beat the hell out of South Carolina. We'll get to that in a bit. So yeah, LSU's defense was the other portion that we were right on, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it in Linked on Friday. You gave the numbers, T-Bob, and it played to be right. And again, very unfortunate that it was right, but you felt like, and we said this weeks ago, Ole Miss felt like a better matchup against LSU than they did Bama. Yeah. And LSU might be a better matchup against Bama than Ole Miss.
I believe that still. It's only that I have adjusted now that the LSU defense is so bad and Alabama is finding their identity offensively that I don't think you're going to win that game. I still think you're a better matchup than Ole Miss. Like, this offense will have more success against Alabama than Ole Miss did, no doubt, full stop. But I don't think you're winning in Tuscaloosa. All right, I was right with Notre Dame. Said that, look, I think it's going to be a good game, but ultimately Sam Hartman and Riley Leonard's awesome as well, but like that defense shut down Ohio State. They should be able to have enough success against Duke for Sam Hartman to find a way, and they pushed it to the edge, but Sam Hartman found a way. He avoids the safety right at the start of that drive. He gets the big 4th and 15 scramble, a direct kind of revenge from last week, Jake, where he doesn't get the 4th down, right, throws his body across the line, and then they end up breaking the run at the end. And then I was right on the Colorado bounce back. Did they look awful against Oregon? Yes, we doubted USC's defense. And it looked like we were going to be wrong, right? It looked like USC had that game firmly. Caleb Williams was perfect. But like LSU, everything Caleb Williams does that is not perfect gets highlighted because Alex Grinch and that defense sucks so bad. But Colorado did bounce back and make a big statement in Boulder. Like, I think the home crowd, Jake, it sounds crazy. I think the home crowd probably left happy.
Yeah, I think
you know
so.
what I'm saying? Which sounds, you'd say it's a loser mentality. I disagree. I think there's nuance and levels to everything. But yeah, I think they were like, okay, good. That was a good performance.
After what happened to you against Oregon and after what it looked like was about to happen to you again, then yes. And it's not a great mentality, but you have to realize where that team was to where they're at now. Yeah. And it looked like, oh, man, fool's gold.
Yes.
You have a performance like that, you realize, okay, well, we're going to beat still some teams that we should beat on our schedule. Just get to a bowl game. get to a bowl game, and that's a huge success.
It's like I was wondering in the middle of the game, is Shedeur Sanders, like, was I wrong on Shedeur?
Right.
Like, is he an actual first-round pick? And then he showed it at the end that he is. All right, boys, where are we all right?
So I didn't have the best weekend in terms of being right about stuff.
No one did.
I did have Missouri covering 14.5 against Vanderbilt. It was a look-ahead spot against LSU, and they were kind of, it was a little dicey in the first half, but they pulled away, and now they have some serious momentum. Y'all are making a good point about how explosive their offense has been and how scary that should be for LSU.
Yeah. Taylor, what about you? Where were you right?
I was right about Joe Milton. Joe Milton's not good. Like, I understand that Tennessee won I understand that Tennessee won the game.
Weird take, though.
He has a QBR of 45. He had multiple interceptions. I'm out on Joe Milton. I can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not in on Joe Milton, so I feel you there. All right, Jake, where were you wrong?
I was wrong with Kansas and South Carolina this weekend. Those spreads look so juicy. I'm like, they're not going to win the game maybe. And I thought South Carolina actually had a chance to win the game. I thought Kansas, okay, they'll cover. Now, Jalen Daniels and not being in the game, that changes some of it, but it doesn't matter. Texas is that team, okay? Texas went out there and they finished Kansas, who is a good team. Is going to win a lot of games. They finished them, okay? Kansas not ready to play in that game. South Carolina, I thought they'd come out because Tennessee got housed by Florida. Florida's not good.
Yeah.
I don't know who's good, though. I have no idea who was good. Georgia doesn't look good. Like, nobody looks good consistently in the SEC. And so Kansas, South Carolina, I felt so good about pressing send on both of those bets, and neither one of them really even came close.
And we got a little screwed with Jalen Daniels not playing.
Yes.
I mean, Bean is still
Bean's
good.
a really good backup.
Don't get me wrong, but still, a little screwed. That said, I was wrong on Texas. Right? I thought that was a real quality win for them, man. That's a good Kansas team, even with Bean. And so to come out and cover and pull away at the end in the manner that they did, this Texas team continues to show me a toughness and a consistency I did not think they have. I was obviously wrong about Mark Stoops. Again, you can call me T-Poop if you want, T-Blob, T-Slob, whatever. I was wrong on Neil Brown and West Virginia.
Yeah.
I thought Neil Brown was going to be fired 5 games into the season. I thought they'd be 1-4, and now they're 4-1, and they come up with 2 huge field goal blocks. Some people are saying it's because I had Quad Bob in Morgantown this weekend in the Mugshots bar with a full WVU uniform on. I don't know. Maybe that was the case.
He was?
Yeah, he was in Morgantown. He went with Caitlin to go visit. They had a wedding to go to, and
he was in mugshots.
And he was in mugshots in a full W uniform. Those texts that I sent to the group, that's what that was from.
Hell yeah!
And then I can't read my handwriting. I was wrong. I was wrong about something else. So, oh well. I don't know.
You can't read your own handwriting.
No. What does it look like?
Mario, you go. I'm gonna look at this and investigate. A little CSI here.
So I was wrong about the Georgia-Auburn game. I thought Georgia was going to roll them. It was a close game in the first half. Yeah. Auburn took the lead in the second. Then Beck started to play better. Bowers gets the game-clinching touchdown. I thought Georgia was going to roll them a little bit more. They kind of struggled.
Georgia's weird. It's not a bad win. Like a lot of people, and I've been talking crap to Georgia fans all the year, and I think a lot of them are expecting me to come out here and be like, I told you so. But like, I don't know, to go to Jordan Hare that was really fired up against a very good Auburn defense. I'm not saying that I think they should be national champion favorite or anything, but like you still found a way, and there's something to be said for that. That said, they do look much more fallible than they had the last couple of years.
If Georgia had to go, 3-team stretch where it's like decent team, good team, great team,
they'd lose. Yeah, 100%. I mean, this was their first road game of the season, boys.
Yeah.
I was messing with them on Saturday. I'm like, so you see sometimes, because I know some of you are probably confused, but there are times, like, where are the hedges? No. So sometimes you actually have to go play in the opponent's stadium where the fans are cheering against you. I know.
Right.
And sometimes the team is even almost as talented as you. Okay? They're in the same conference even sometimes.
Aren't they back at home against Kentucky this weekend?
Yeah.
Good
God. Actually, I just said yes. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they are.
They are against Kentucky.
4 out of 5 home games.
Their only road games left are Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and Georgia Tech.
How's that even scheduling possible? Whatever, it doesn't matter. All right, Taylor, what'd you have? Were you wrong?
I was wrong about a lot this weekend. I could have gone with Florida. I could have gone with South Carolina, but since Jake took that, I'll go with the team I've kind of bandwagon for the hardest. I was wrong about the Duke Blue Devils. I took them to beat Notre Dame outright. And look, they fought hard in that game. I think that, it was closer than a lot of people thought. But again, I picked them to win outright. Riley Leonard still had a pretty good game, but I've always kind of crapped on Notre Dame, say it until I see them beat good teams. I'm not going to pick them to beat good teams. I think Duke's a good team, and they did it, so they proved me wrong.
Yeah, good on Notre Dame.
I was indifferent. That's my indifferent is Duke, because I'm not going to hate on Duke for that performance they put out there against Notre Dame. They controlled late, and it took a heroic effort by Sam Hartman to go out there and win that game. And good on him, for going out there and winning that game. Riley Leonard did exactly what he had to do to put his team in position to win that one. So I still think that lives in the gray area. Are they ready to win a game like that? Well, maybe they're not. They didn't close that game, but they were in that game until the final snap. And so Duke is a football team that if they're on your schedule, you bet. Now, Riley Leonard, high ankle sprain, don't love that. But if they're on your schedule, you better realize they're more than just that as well. They're more than just Riley Leonard. That defense showed up.
Yeah.
And I thought, they put a performance in that was certainly good enough to win. Holding Notre Dame offense down like they did. So for me, that's still in the indifferent section, still kind of in that gray area, because I think they're still going to get one of the big boys that they play. I think they're going to win 9 games at minimum, and they're going to be, if Riley Leonard is only a true high ankle sprain.
It's sad when Duke looks faster and stronger than you.
Well, no, Jake. I don't think either of us are wrong about Duke being a good team. Yeah. I just put them in wrong because I picked them to outright win Notre Dame.
Duke, more like puke, because they suck, and they lost to Notre Dame, okay?
No, I just put them in wrong.
You won at Notre Dame, and you got puke instead. Get out of here. The puke Devils.
Okay.
Puke Devils is funny. And then I'm indifferent about Mizzou. Shout out Brady Cook and company, keeping it going. I don't know how real they are, but take a bow, Drinkwitz, undefeated. Brady Cook right now second in passer rating in the SEC, only to Jaden Daniels. He set the SEC record this weekend. Most consecutive passes out of pick. Broke Andre Woodson's record. 11 touchdowns. What are you looking at me like that, dude? Okay. I don't know. Andre Wood, I thought you might have like a flashback. Andre Woodson.
Oh, you're talking about teams that finish with a championship?
Well, chill out, dude. I ain't saying anything.
That's why I got so excited. Now you see.
11 touchdowns for Brady Cook, 0 INTs, 10.5 yards per attempt. So they ain't dink and dunk.
Yeah.
Brady Cook, Mizzou's balling. I'm indifferent about Tennessee. Great bounce back for them after getting embarrassed in the swamp, winning kneeling against the team that ruined their playoffs hope last year. And I'm indifferent about Alabama. I still don't know the full story on them. They continue to kind of find their identity. The defense is dominant. We know that. And offensively, they're like, okay, you know what? Let's just run the ball and see what happens. And then you got Nick MFing people again. It's like, okay, we're going to see.
I think I'm indifferent about Oklahoma still. A lot of people in the gambling community liked Iowa State to at least cover.
A lot of people were wrong. Iowa State's so bad.
Well,
sorry.
It was a 20-point spread. They won the game by 30, and they've smoked everybody they played this year.
Yeah.
Last year was not good. Venables crashed a Ferrari and whatnot, but they've been really good this year, especially defensively.
No,
got
they did
Texas
not have
coming
a
up.
Ferrari. Caleb Williams left. Everybody left, and they, instead of doing the whole roster revamp, they kind of played with who they had. That's where they messed up.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a Ferrari left over, and that was kind of a rebuild. And we'll see.
I was wrong on Oklahoma, but we're going to find out this weekend.
That's what I said. I was the most wrong on last week.
We're gonna find
was
out.
Oklahoma. We will find out, though.
Yeah, we will. Should be fun.
Taylor, go finish this off.
Yeah, I think I'm indifferent right now on Texas A&M. I picked them to not be very good. I still don't know what they are. They looked really bad against Miami. At times against Arkansas, it looked like they were going to let the game slip away. But they win. They're finding a new identity with Max Johnson. I think they're better with Max Johnson than they were under Connor Wegman. I said that last week. But how good are they? I still don't know about this Texas A&M team.
I don't think I see a difference between Wigman and Johnson, but they are a team that's maybe the best team in the West. Time will tell. Because, again, the Miami loss appreciates in value because of how good Tyler Van Dyke's been. We'll see. God, you know what's going to suck if it happens? Losing to them 2 years in a row.
You know what's going to suck?
Cannot happen.
Is if everybody messes around and lets Texas A&M get to Atlanta for the first time.
In the last year. Where they had a chance. Is that game this week in A&M Bama?
Yep.
In College Station?
Yes.
Choo boy.
Because A&M goes Bama at Tennessee.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure.
Very interesting.
And then South Carolina at Ole Miss, I believe.
All right. That's it. Right, wrong, or indifferent. When we get back, Let's talk to our guy, Dem Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayor.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Card Shop. For all your football, baseball, basketball, even Pokemon that your card-loving heart could desire. New stuff coming in constantly, high-end products. They also have all the sleeves and boxes that you could need. So go see them off at Drusilla today at AJ's Sports Cards.
After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Fall baseball is upon us, but we'll just talk about football. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hit me. Right in the sternum this time, T-baby. You already know. You already know. You already know.
OTB, OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Tanning, y'all. Welcome back to OTB. Let's welcome in Dev Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, host of the new hottest post-game show on the market. Dev, how's that work when you go to the Saints games? You just rush home and start, or what's the start time there if people want to get involved and call in next week?
It just takes I guess it just takes like 30 minutes longer. I mean, I don't live that far away from the dome, so it takes me like 10 minutes to get home.
Okay,
and
cool.
Then,
hell yeah.
I mean, it worked out great yesterday. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, when I'm home, I can just press record live, yes, and it's when the game ends. But you just gotta wait up for me, bro. I mean, I'm at the dome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting a firsthand insight on what's going on.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I would have rather been at a dance recital yesterday than been at the Superdome, bro. It was absolutely miserable just looking like at the steps. You ever just really bored and you just start looking at the wall?
Isn't it crazy how boring it is? It's unbelievable. I was trying to stay awake all the game.
Dude, I brought 3 of my friends from high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, we thinking we about to have a memorable time,
Well, Dev, it was your boy. It was one of your other boys that ruined it for you. Baker. Okay? I hope you're happy, dude. I hope you're happy. You've been speaking this into existence for years, and now you got Baker Mayfield coming in and torching this very good Saints defense.
I mean, how about Baker Mayfield? I mean, dude looked like Randall Cunningham yesterday. He was running wherever he wanted, throwing the ball wherever he wanted. That's what I get, bro. Like, I defend that dude for a decade.
Yeah.
I take 1 year off, dude. I take 1 year off from defending him. 1 year, just one.
Just one.
There it is, bro.
I mean, Dev was in Oxford on Saturday, in the Dome on Sunday.
Wait, you were in Oxford on Saturday?
Dude, bro. I
Jesus
am just
Christ,
like,
Devin, keep your ass at home. Like, get out of the buildings. You're ruining it.
Dude, I am mentally abused right now, bro. Look, I mean, as I'm walking back to the truck in Oxford, we had to pass a Sonic restaurant, the American establishment.
Restaurant.
Dude,
restaurant. Yes, that is one word for it.
Dude, there's people at Sonic, Ole Miss fans jumping up and down, what I'm saying, at Sonic. And I'm just like, bro, like, this is as bad as it gets, bro. 5-hour drive after the game, a lot of soul searching, a lot of thinking about my life, listening to Dave Ramsey. It was just
you got to get out of debt somehow, dude. Dave, you eat them cheese sandwiches, and then you can call in Dave, be like, I paid off my car. Ring the bell.
Yeah.
Dude, hey, to be honest with you, bro, Dave Ramsey's show is one of my favorite shows on the radio because it's so funny, bro. Like, people's situations, bro. Like, they'll be like, yeah, I got $100,000 of debt. I make like $25,000 a year, but no, I can't get another job. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that, bro. Like, I'm just like, bro.
Can Pete Carmichael get another job?
Okay, Dev, wait, so that's a good point, actually. That's a good question.
He could stay here. He's just going to have to go back to what he was doing. I mean, it's plain as day, right? I mean, this is not the gig for him. It's going to take a very passionate, strong-minded coordinator, bro. And like the first example, I'm not saying this is the guy, but the first example that comes to my mind is like a guy like Cliff Kingsbury. Somebody that like absolutely loves offense, bro. Like talks about it all. You think Pete Carmichael is talking about offense in a passionate? I don't know, bro. I don't even hear the guy talk. So, and that's the thing, bro. Like, I'm so tired of just losing in such horrible fashion, in such like unmotivating fashion, and then we don't even hear from the guy.
Yeah,
we don't hear nothing. We just hear from Dennis Allen. Yeah, we got some things that we need to clean up, dude. Enough, bro. Enough, dude. We passed that. We can't wait till next week. Just to see if it gets better.
Look, they just got to find their identity, Deb. Just got to find your identity. It's only been a quarter of the season. Give us till halfway. Give us till game 8.
Yeah, but my brother, this was happening last year. We couldn't find our identity all last year.
So just give me another year. Just give me another year. It's what, 2-3 years, like Kamara was saying? Okay, just give me a fourth. Give me a 4th year. I'll get it fixed, I swear. Don't worry, dude.
I don't know if I'm gonna be alive. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of waiting. Jesus, Lord. I mean, Derek Carr is running reverses. Prentice is touching the ball more than
that drop
Kendra
and the
Miller.
fumble
I mean,
were just pathetic.
and they kept going to him. I'm just like, dude, this is just bizarre, you know? Like, we just in shambles, bro. Saints media's going at each other.
I know. I hated that.
um,
I mean, I'm kind of on TJ's side and all that. It's the internet. I don't think anybody's like going in actively trying to steal content. You see something, you post it. It just goes brain to post, you know? But whatever. Yeah. It's a sign of the times. It's a sign of just how broken down everybody is right now.
Yeah, I feel like that's something you kind of notice when you first start dealing with, you know, Twitter and stuff. Like, you can't control it, really. It's just going to happen.
The only way you control your content, if you're putting videos out there, is you just got to have a watermark on it, ultimately. Because everybody's going to jack it and just steal it and put it wherever they want. It's just how it happens.
Yeah, and some people want their stuff to be like that.
Well, and again, though, I should say, like, when I say jack it and steal it, I don't even mean, like on purpose. Like people don't think about it in those terms. You see a video, somebody sends you a video, and you post it. Like, it's not even anything nefarious a lot of times. Just it's how our brains have been hardwired to work on the internet. Like, how many times do you search? So go ahead.
No, my bad. I was just gonna say it's the same as me. As quickly as I retweeted his video, I didn't think about like whose camera footage that was.
No, it's just a video in the locker room. Yeah. No, I get that.
Right. You know, but
Dev, on other news, we just did right, wrong, or indifferent.
Okay.
And, you know, we kind of admit where we were wrong. Are you ready to apologize to JD5 yet? The dude's incredible.
Okay, yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, dude, I'm very sorry, man. No, I am, you know.
I'm just saying, he's doing everything he can for Dubs, okay? It ain't on him.
Hey, Jaden, I'm very sorry, bro. I'm also very sorry that we have 2 losses before we hit October, bro.
See, but that's disingenuous because you're putting it on him when you say it like that. It ain't on him.
No. I'm not. No. Come on. We saw what happened. It definitely wasn't his fault, but it's still, let's not deny. I feel like in 2023, bro, we've gotten away from just calling it what it is, bro. Like, we got 2 losses.
Yeah.
I'm listening to the show on the drive home. And I like Hunt Palmer. Hunt Palmer, nice guy. Bro, they somehow start comparing this offense to – I don't even think 2019 should be brought up in conversation when talking about LSU.
Okay,
this year.
so I would push back, though. I would push back on that, Dev, because here's why you bring it up, is to show how painful the defensive ineptitude is. Because you have a championship-level offense, but it's combined – with a last place level defense. So it's, to me, you bring it up as an exercise to really highlight that it's not just that you're bad defensively, you're also wasting greatness. And wasting greatness in sports hurts. When you have Drew Brees and you have 3 of 4 seasons, you go 7-9, that's wasting greatness, right? And so you are wasting a New York City season from Jaden Daniels right now, and that hurts. Now, you don't bring it, you can try to bring it up to be like, be positive, but nobody's going to give a damn about that. I just think you bring it up to try to show like how angry you should almost be about this defense.
Yeah, I mean, look, bro, I get what you're saying. It's just like you said, man. When you get 2 losses,
it is what it is. You're 3-2.
Bro,
3-2.
Yeah, it just hurts to hear like 2019.
You're right.
I don't know.
Look,
you're right. You're right. I get what you're saying.
To be nationally irrelevant before you hit October was the most painful thing this weekend, Dev. I do agree with you there. I wrote that to the boys.
He did write that to
I was like, that is the most painful thing at LSU. It's still September. Last day of September. Still September, though, and you're nationally irrelevant right now.
Yeah, that's that, and I guess you could call me closed-minded, like, and I would probably agree. Like, it's just that's what I immediately go to when I think about the current state of football.
No, and you're right, and that's all that matters is wins and losses. But again, that's why this is so frustrating, because this season, his performance will be lost to time. You know, it's just going to be like, okay, you might as well have been like Who was the quarterback at Western Kentucky last year that threw for 1 billion yards? It's like, okay, whatever. You know? Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
You're right. You threw for me. Who cares? You didn't win. If anything, now you can approach each weekend, if you're an LSU fan, with a level of like, F it, right? It's like the scene in Mad Max where he sprays his teeth chrome and he's just like, let's see what happens. Like F it, dude, let's just throw the ball. And accept that you're gonna get 40 put up on you and just hope that you could score 45. The problem is that never really works in the NFL because you're still kind of always alive in the NFL. So it's this constant tease of like, oh wait, this glimmer of hope. Where it's like, oh wait, we could maybe, and then Pete Carmichael shows up. Freaking nerd.
Yeah, dude.
It's the glasses, dude.
It was, and here's the thing, bro. Like when it rains, it pours. So LSU loses, the Saints lose, everything else loses too. All your bets, your finances,
all the bets,
everything goes south. I mean, Pat Mahomes goes out at the 1 yard line. I mean, it just continues.
Yeah, +9.
Pontoon parlay lost on Friday. By the way, boys, new hard rule: no Friday plays in the pontoon parlay.
Who put a Friday play in there?
I think we all did. We all liked Louisville. We agreed as a group on Louisville, to be honest. We all agreed. But it just takes all the wind out the sails.
I don't even remember what I put in there.
It doesn't matter. None of us, I don't think anybody's legs were right this weekend.
Did we go over?
The pontoon sank. The engine died. We had to row back to shore.
It's time to start talking about who we were talking about last year, though, bro. And I know y'all remember, bro. And I haven't brought him up pretty much the whole season, but I'm back. I'm back on the wagon, baby. James Madison.
Can they win their conference yet?
Oh, they haven't lost a game. I know that. And I mean, dude, they played South Alabama. I mean, they played some. Don't get me wrong, like not teams that we used to play in, but they played some solid teams, bro, and came out pretty convincingly on top. So I'm betting James Madison until the wheels fall off again, bro. Again.
Hell yeah.
I just looked at our pontoon parlay. Pontoon. Yeah. Duke, that 2-point conversion.
Yep.
Yeah, it was 5, and then they let Duke.
Yep.
Duke let Notre Dame get 2 points. South Carolina wasn't close. Nope. Georgia -14. Yeah, over
4. That's okay, boys. Why do we fall down, Bruce? To pick ourselves back up, right? We're gonna be fine.
One thing I'll say, man, about my experience at Ole Miss, bro. Like, okay, so I was in the Grove, tailgating and stuff like that. Almost like a glorified book fair vibe, just not like loud, not really. Not a loud place, very, chandeliers, crock pots with cocktail weenies, Karens, there's just like it's not like.
How many padlocks on ice chests did you find? Because when I see a picture of an Ole Miss tailgate, that's the energy I get. Padlock on the ice chest.
Right, yeah. I mean, look, everybody
are you here with?
Really nice.
Who do you know?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Did you bring your own beer?
Hey, you mind if I run a soft credit check before we let you in this tailgate? I was like, nah, dude. Like, I can't afford to have that inquiry.
Can I get my credit score right now for this beer?
Well, dude, we just gotta, we gotta kind of like, we kind of have a thing here. We gotta make sure that, we're just doing it. You gotta make sure you fit in. Get the hell out of here. I hate that those people are happy at our expense.
Oh, I mean.
And then like,
Mincy with his little hottie toddy.
Hottie toddy.
Me, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
that was more Musso, but
the whole game.
Turned into Musso.
I sat next to Mintz the whole game, bro. And
I bet he was so happy.
Brutal. Was he had to be crapping bricks when they went down 9.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, I was literally around all Ole Miss people, and it was like Mintz. It was like Mintz, and then like some
Brad, Chad, Brad. Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah. It was just like some older people, like some older. You could tell that they had some money on them, bro. You could smell Ben Franklin just being, and they were just, they were having a hard time, bro. But, once things kind of went south for us, bro, like they were in my face, man. Ain't no doubt about it.
Oh, my God. Dev, what we got coming up on RB&R Day today?
Pain, bro. It always hurts to have to do this segment when I don't, because it goes off of my energy.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So
I feel you.
It's always hard to do, but we'll see, bro. We'll see, man. We just gotta get it right, man. I don't know what team's gonna do it. Saints, LSU, man. We just need something uplifting. Also, another thing, the Brian Kelly thing, bro. Look, I gave him a bunch of chances to kind of prove in my head that this guy isn't blaming players. I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to say anything. But, dude, this guy loves not taking accountability. Like, you don't hear him say, hey, bro, that's on me.
Yeah.
That's on me, bro. I'm Brian Kelly, bro. I'm the guy that y'all were supposed to, like, really believe in that could take you to – no, hey, we got a freshman guy. He's never been on the field. And, bro, take accountability. Start with that.
It's weird because it is an honest answer in some ways, but at the same time, maybe you just want your head coach to go out of his way to be like, that's on me. Because he's not wrong, but it is on them for the fact that it's a freshman playing, right? Like, because roster management and all these other sorts of things.
What do coaches do, bro? They help players grow, bro. Like,
I thought his worst answer was on Whit Weeks, where he tried to say that Whit Weeks and Greg Penn, that plane was just about keeping Penn fresh, when that's clearly a lie. Whit Weeks was the best player on the defense Saturday, and they wanted him to play more.
It's like, bro, like, I don't know, man. It's like he's sitting there drinking a smart water, blaming 18-year-olds. I can't get over that, bro.
Oh, Dev, hey, well, look, I look forward to RB&R Day today. HCMsports.com/shop. Get your merch. Studio looks fantastic. The pod with Underhill was great. Shout out, Dev.
Yeah, that was cool, man. And y'all check that out on YouTube, Snow Like John, or just search Hold the Mayo. I got the podcast, and then I also got the call-in show that I do pretty much every week.
Hell yeah. Devin Snow. We'll holler at you next week, bro.
All right, y'all take care.
Take care, man. Hey, I do want to remind you to go to Rejuve Me Medical. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You need to get a little pep in your step. Football ain't going to help right now, but Rejuve Me can. Andropause, menopause, facial aging, mood and memory, insomnia, weight gain, all of this, sexual dysfunction, all of this treatable, okay? You can get back to how you used to feel. Let Rejuve Me draw your labs, get that free consultation, and customize a plan for you to get you where you want to be. Rejuve Me Medical. All right, when we get back, there's a couple funny videos and pictures I want to get to, and then we'll have Ask the Bench. After that, keep it locked, OTB.
OTB, OT.
K2ZBlinds.com, K2Z Window Coverings. KTOZBlinds.com is the website. You can start to go look at what they offer, okay? You want to take your man cave, your movie room, your outdoor kitchen, whatever the case may be. You want to take it to the next level, okay? You want K2Z. You get the free estimate, free installation. And remember, if it's like a really big job, financing always available. Take advantage of over 25 years worth of experience. K2Z Blinds.
Yeah, go to that website today to see all they can do for you. They can do all for you, interior, exterior, as well. Like for me, we wanted an exterior shade. We want something where we could enjoy kind of the outdoor setup that we had, watch games out there, have the grill going, all of that. Well, they're going to come out. It's like minutes. I mean, it took minutes to get the measurements, and now we are excited to press a button, shade comes down, K2ZBlinds.com, K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We'll recap LSU Ole Miss. We'll hear from Brian Kelly, and we'll recap Saints and Bucks. Join us for Monday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Congratulations to Jared LaFleur and the Studs and Stripes tailgate crew. They are our ultimate tailgate winner, and they win a $500 Rouse's gift card. Congratulations to Jared.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Welcome back to OTB. You know what Saturday's loss was? It's one of those losses where you got to go to church to get out of it, to feel better. Like, I entered church on Sunday feeling just like kind of hungover, still angry, a little anxious, a little miserable. I left just on top of the world. On top of the world, dude. Help you process, get your mind right for the rest of the day. And then I watched the Saints, and, I went straight back to hell. But it was cool for a minute there. And then I went to Nutcracker practice, and it all came back. Because I got to say, boys, I love musical theater. First rehearsal was last night. I had the biggest, dumbest grin on my face the entire practice. It is insane. I felt like I had electricity running through my veins. It is insane how much I enjoyed that. Cannot wait. And I'm committing myself to the technique. I've been practicing my steps constantly since practice ended. I'm gonna get this down. You just wait and see. All right, I got a couple videos I want to play. Ole Miss rushed the field. Cue people getting mad about it. I don't care. I feel like yelling at college kids in 23 about rushing the field is like, I don't know, yelling at the weather for not getting cold yet. It just is what it is. You can agree or disagree, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't care if you agree.
Yeah. It's like it's not an interesting conversation to have, right? What is funny is some of the shenanigans that arrived afterwards. Let's start with the flip. I don't think any video either video needs sound. Jake, have you seen this?
I have.
So here is a very, very drunk Ole Miss fan who has found his way to the top of the goalpost. I don't know if so when you first see the video, you see him standing up there and he's about to jump, and I'm like, okay, there's a crowd down there. Like, he thinks they're about to catch him, but they're not going to. No!
Or he's going to land on his feet, maybe.
No,
like he thinks he's going to.
Yeah, but he probably did.
God,
he landed right on his lower back, bro. That's a broken lower back. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my. Watch it, Paul. And then, look, when you pay somebody to do a job, I don't care. It's okay to make a mistake, but are you giving full effort? And this Ole Miss security guard, Jake, he passes the effort test. If LSU's defense had this kind of effort, maybe it's like a 1 score, 2 scores less coming up. Watch this right here. So the crowd's rushing. It's a flood. I mean, you can't get after anyone, right? He's trying, though, still chasing. Bam! Finds one. Finds somebody in the opposite jersey. That's what our coaches always taught us. Is it an 18-year-old girl? Unfortunately. But he found one. Little forearm shiver pancake. Give him a knockdown. At least somebody wants to play tonight. It's the best defense that was on that field. Easy. That's the other thing we didn't talk about. Pete Golden also sucks. And both him and House are paid like $2 million a year, and they're pathetic.
That security guard moved his feet more than a lot of people trying to tackle on the field.
That's what I'm saying. He ran through the hit.
He at least got in front of the runner a couple of times and didn't just dive flat-footed. Oh,
wow. My tailbone hurts watching that video. I know, dude. It's I feel like it's broken. I feel like he's gonna have like health problems from that flip, actually. Which maybe he won't, because he had the drunken, like, my body is loose because I'm drunk type of thing going on, Mm-hmm. Or sometimes that can protect
That's
you. But
true.
Probably. My man must have learned to jump from heights from Midsummer. Yeah, it's a crazy part of that movie. Does that security guard have any eligibility left? I agree, dude. That was uncalled for by that whole rent-a-cop. Hey, hold on now, Brian. Hold on now. He's just doing his job, dude. It is funny, though. He was aggressively going after him when there's, like, hundreds of kids streaming past. Like,
yeah, it's like,
at a certain point, you got to kind of call it to be like, all right, dude.
Yeah, you do that if, like, 1 or 2 are running on the field.
Yes, exactly, right.
Again, though, I like the feet continuing, to move. You're continuing to get in front of the, the rusher.
All right. Sam says he felt nothing. Yeah, probably. Not tonight, at least. Not Saturday night. Maybe the next day. The biggest shock was when it pans down and there's nobody there, which also means someone's just filming him and not even catching his boy. Yeah. Just filming him and watching him time. All right. When we get back here in OTB, let's close out the show.
OTB, OT.
ITI, Technical College, iticollege.edu. ITI is celebrating 50 years, guys. 50 years of taking care of Louisiana students, Louisiana first, okay? This is a family-owned trade school right here in Baton Rouge. And it's incredible the amount of guidance that they can give you, Jake, right? You can sit down with their counselors, kind of figure out maybe what you're interested in, what's for you. They work around your schedule. If you have a full-time job, they can make it work daytime, nighttime. They got it all, right? They usher you in there. They do mock job interviews afterwards. They have connections to help set you up with internships, interviews, conversations. If you want a career, a return on your investment where you pay to get in school versus what you're going to be expected to make, you want ITI Technical College.
Yeah, we highly encourage you to go see them off Airline Highway. Visit the campus today. You'll be blown away. I mean, it is set up for your success. And you will find that as soon as you walk onto the campus. Remember, you can always go to admissions, iticollege.edu.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to when casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs.
Charles Hannegriff, join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch. We are at the Beau Rivage Sportsbook in Biloxi, recapping a big weekend in college and pro football. Live at Lunch, 10 a.m. start from the Beau Rivage on Monday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Hey, huge shout out to everyone hanging out with us all morning. Big numbers on YouTube today. Thank you. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. OTB LSU and OTB Saints is where you can get that talk as well. Just open my email, and I immediately have an email with the subject of Pete Carmichael. I also have Ole Miss counterplay. Oh, man. Let's see what Irwin said about Pete. With Carmichael as OC and play caller, the Saints are scoring less than 1 touchdown a game. Irwin Studline. You're right, Irwin. I don't have anything else to add. You're right. And it sucks.
Taylor, Kellen Moore looked good yesterday for the Chargers. So we have that.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Cowboys offense looked pretty good too.
Yeah. Looked like a win-win for everybody.
Yep.
Who's Kirby Moore coaching again? We talked about it last week.
Mizzou.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There you go.
Small world.
All right. Ask the bench. When can we fire Matt House and Pete Carmichael? After the season, I guess.
At least, yeah. Well, they were talking about maybe giving Ronald Curry, just speculating, giving Ronald Curry play calling duties and stripping Carmichael.
I saw that because, he's the one, over there, talking to the offense and stuff. Is Carmichael in the booth, though?
No. I don't think so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, that's bad then.
He's on his side. And Curry did call the preseason game. He called the plays.
Ask the bench, would you rather Carmichael's offense or House's defense? Still, somehow, Carmichael's offense. Has to guess the bench. Scarborough's called for Brian Kelly to pursue a transfer quarterback next year. Do you think he will? You always have to. If you don't, you're not doing your due diligence. Nobody ever says no to adding a quarterback. Look at Ole Miss. They added Spencer Sanders and Walker Howard. And Jackson Stark's still the guy, but it made him become more the guy. Ask the bench. Does this team look like it's a year away from competing for a national championship like BK has said a few times this offseason? No, not today. Certainly not. Ask the bench. Anybody watch any spooky movies lately? Yet? Start?
No.
I did a Harry Potter. We dabbled in a little Harry Potter to start the season with the kids.
Watch Hocus Pocus last night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I saw Coco.
Sarah Jessica Parker
Love
is
Coco.
a
Great movie.
certified babe in Hocus Pocus 1.
Mm.
Also, it's hilarious that it's a kid movie and they're just clowning old boy for being a virgin the entire time. I'm like, what? I don't even think I knew what that meant back in the day. Hey, I do want to remind you to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. You download the app. If it's your first time, use the promo code Baton Rouge. You bet $5 on an NFL game. You get $200 in free bets. And remember, for the month of October, we've extended from September. All customers, returning customers, get a great deal every NFL game day. So make sure to check out your app. Take advantage of those deals. If you're new, promo code Baton Rouge. Get those $200 in bonus bets instantly. The crown is yours. Must be 20 or older. Physically present in Louisiana. Select pairs only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility required. Restricted supply. Terms to sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. Lightspeed partner. Golden Nugget. Lake Charles. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-426-2537. Y'all take it easy. Love you. We'll see you on Tuesday from our OTB.
OTB OT.
Go to Agatim at Baton Rouge. AgatimBR.com. Get that heater checked out. Because we got a low of 50. That's right. Bomber jacket season coming up this week. And fingers crossed that it holds.
You think it will?
But you're never sitting on hold when you work with Agatim because you get that service to the highest degree and they're out there immediately taking care of you. I don't know, Jake. Probably not because everything feels awful on this Monday. Except for Agatim's customer service. It always feels great. They're always playing great defense, great offense, taking care of exactly what you need. Ask about the Star Club membership. Agatim of Baton Rouge, AgatimBR.com.
Go to the website today. You can schedule that appointment. One thing great about Agatim, just one of the many, is they're going to tell you exactly who's coming to your home. So you'll have not just an idea, like you'll know exactly. You'll know who it is. You'll know a little bit about that person. It's got a picture of that person. And so you can feel comfortable when they come into your home. AggiTempBR.com, AggiTempBR.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.